If you ever need a quick pick me up and take my bones in your mouth, such on my chocolate salted bones, spinners circling and pose. Nice. I do love the pose. The pose does rock. All right. You know what that means? Shiny hunting time. 8:30 in the morning. Excellent time to be shiny hunting. Let's get her done. I should I should probably test my audio and see how that sounds. Sounds all right. Hey, Sita. Hopefully today might be the day. We are pretty close to getting Wooloo to the shiny boost cap, and we are officially halfway there with Nicket, which is pretty cool. My model isn't here. You're right. I'm an idiot. I'm not here. I've disappeared. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm like, man, setting this stream up is so easy. I just forgot. I forgot myself. That's fine. I was on dead the whole time. Being a ghost isn't that different from being a lich, really. Alright, we're gonna just pop open VTube Studio here. It's gonna take a while for my camera to turn the fuck on. Cause this isn't a young, oh my Jesus, a brilliant fucking Rookity, get out of here. Don't eat my brilliant spawns, you stupid bird. Alright. There I am. But I'm gonna be huge until the camera picks up and readjusts me to the appropriate height. Also, it's like, yeah, the camera's like not even reacting to VTube Studio being open yet. There we go. There we go. You know, everyone wants a little bit of scuff in their life. A little scuff just lets you know you're alive. There we go. I really need a new computer. I've thought about getting an internal for this one, and I've added a few to my my throne, in case anyone ever felt like buying me an internal for my laptop. But like, I don't know, man. I think I just need a new system. I have been wanting to get a mini PC, specifically for streaming and recording. To notice that I didn't have my model up, full odds, 10 minutes. Because like I do look at the screen the whole time. Like I was watching me like playing the game in the window. But I just didn't notice I wasn't there, you know? Like I was looking at the space where I normally am and just being like, yep, nothing being there sounds right. But this happened the other day too. And I was like, oh, I forgot myself. Let me go put myself back on there. Yeah, I don't do a lot of the fancy borders and stuff and stream decals. So without me being there, it's just Pokemon happening. Well, I mean, to be fair, I have some of that stuff. I just don't typically use it for shiny hunting. Or I guess I just haven't used it since moving to this place because I didn't realize I could stream here. I could totally just spend like the 10-15 minutes to turn that all on and move the windows around to make it look nice. Get the chat going on the screen again, but again, like my computer has been struggling. Even with the fact that it's not running the game, it's just streaming. So, it's one of those things where it's like, do I really want to be running like Streamlabs and the automated like Poke counter? After this, like when we finish this place, hopefully fishing. I don't remember where we get the rod. I don't remember how late that is. This may be the strat for the first few shinies. Until we get a fishing rod. I'm probably not going to do Masuda because that would mean having to get like Oh, there was a Nickit over there. It would mean having to get a foreign language Pokemon in here. Uh, which, like, I could do, but it feels a little against the spirit. Unless I did, like, the GTS or something, and all that shit's going to be hacked, right? So, like, I can sit in the GTS all day and maybe never get a legitimate foreign language Pokemon. And then I'd just be filling my Pokedex with shitty level 100 hacked shinies named, like, Play Machamp 100 or some shit. I forget the name of the user who does all the hacking in this, who's quite infamous for that. And all the names are like different websites where you can go and they let you pay them to cheat, stuff like that. I came into Sword and Shield expecting most of the shinies I get. Yeah, you can do it without a foreign Ditto, but you still need a foreign Pokemon in general. I did it in X and Y without a foreign Ditto. I don't know if Masuda's that high. I thought it was like 1 in 1,000. I need a... I want a foreign Ditto. Well, I have foreign Dittos. On my Scarlet and Violet and in Pokemon Home, I have a few foreign Dittos. And my sword. No, my shield. Because this is sword. I have a few foreign Dittos. But again, I don't want to like transfer them over here for this. I'd rather just, you know, hunt. It's fine. Oh, 512? Nice. That's pretty good. I want a foreign Ditto for Scarlet and Violet, so I can breed a shiny competitive team that I want to put together. But I'm having a hard time getting it because there's I need a Ditto with 0 speed, and also foreign, and getting like a foreign Ditto with 0 speed is a little rough. Preferably with like the other 5 IVs at 31. For the competitive team, I want to try and put together and like play with it and see if I can actually make like a decent team. Ooh, brilliant. Is there a fishing chain? Yeah, there's a thing in Swish. If you chain fish, it greatly increases the odd of a brilliant fishing spot spawning. And because the brilliant fishing spots are the ones that get the boosted shiny odds from the numbers knocked out, those are the Pokemon that get the boosted shiny chance, right? It's the brilliant Pokemon, the ones with the aura. So if you just fish in the same area, you can boost the chance of the brilliant spawning, which in turn, if it's a Pokemon that you have knocked out like over 100 times, it has boosted shiny odds. All the way up to like 1 in 600 for 500. Like I think it caps around 1 in 600. Oh my Jesus. Another brilliant Rickety. Get the fuck out of here, man. Quit eating my brilliant spawns. That's insane. We've gotten 2 1% brilliant Rickety spawns. From my understanding, that is how the fish chaining works in Sword and Shield. It's just that it increases the chance of the brilliant fish spot spawning as long as you just chain fish in the exact same pool. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know about the fishing either. I have never fished in Sword and Shield except for like completing the Pokedex. So I had no idea that was a thing. But I do love fish chaining. Like that's probably one of my favorite ways to like. Out of all the ways I like fishing in X, that's one of my favorite. X had so many cool ways to shiny hunt. They have the Poke Radar, which I admittedly don't use because chaining the Poke Radar just sounds like a fucking nightmare. Uh, yeah. It had that. It had the Friend Safari. It had horde hunting and chain fishing. XMY just had a ton of different ways to like shiny hunt that were really cool. Some people love the poker radar. Some people go insane for it. I used to have a friend and like her favorite thing to do in Pokemon was just do the radar chaining. And to be fair, like it's not easy. So like I can understand why there's a lot of satisfaction in getting good at poker radar chaining. Because like you don't need to be good at Pokemon to shiny hunt regularly. You just need to have patience and run into the same thing over and over again. You just need to be willing to hit your head against the wall long enough that the wall will eventually break, right? But with the chaining on the Poke Finder or Poke Radar or whatever, you can get better at it to influence it, and that's cool. I like the chain fishing in X and Y. Typically, I've got a lot of shinies out of it very easily. I technically still need to get the Clamper Evos, I believe. Um, I think those might be the only fish. Them and Basculin, I think, are the only fish in X and Y that I could fish up that I still need shiny. Because I got my Horsey in Scarlet and Violet. I got the Clowitzer in Scarlet and Violet. Oh my god, I really wanted to get that Klotzer or whatever it's called in X and Y. One day I built up a chain of like 350, I think, or 280, something like that. Fish chain, and I never got a shiny out of it. And like at that point, every shiny had like crazy high odds. Like I was like I think I was over. Skorupi's one I think I still need a shiny of. I think I might have gotten one, but I think I need a second. I don't mind this. This is better to me than just regular full odd shining in a huge way, because when you are doing full odd shiny, you're not really playing the game, right? You're just encountering Pokemon, running away, encountering Pokemon, running away. At least here, I'm like hitting buttons every once in a while. You know, I'm fighting stuff. Um, and we are getting boosted shiny odds because of it, instead of just being stuck at full odds the whole time. Um, which I like more, because again, I've done 90 hours of resetting in Sun and Moon for a starter, and I never got it. I've done 90 hours resetting in Brilliant Diamond for a shiny starter and didn't get it. But we're gonna have to do that again, because when we finish Sword here, we're gonna be doing Diamond shiny only run, and that's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, having people to chat with makes shiny hunting easier. I mean, everything's easier if you have friends to like do it with, you know. But yeah, I did get a 1 in 8,000 shiny in my Black 2 playthrough, and then I was like, well, I've got one shiny, I should definitely get another. And then I've just been sitting there for 35 hours uh, after getting the first shiny, just fighting double battles endlessly. Well, that's why you do YouTube. I don't have friends either. But here I can talk to nobody and pretend I'm talking to someone most of the time. And occasionally there is someone there, which is super cool. You know? Sometimes you just gotta talk. Talking to myself helps. It helps doing it when I'm like properly awake. Like last night I was going to like 12:30 in the morning and had someone not just popped in randomly and chatted for a bit, I was getting a little tired. There were some fights where I was dozing off instead of talking, and I'm like, oh, I should probably end the stream. Uh, and then someone popped in and was chatting, and I was like, oh, I'm completely revitalized. I have someone to chat with and like interact with. This is sick. Right. This makes video games more fun and easy. All right, let's go to BSO1 here. We're gonna swap out Tackle for Ember, and we're gonna continue. Why do you need a second monitor? You shouldn't need a second monitor. Why do you need a second monitor? What? I mean, you need to have a TV and like a computer, but like, unless you're using the monitor for your computer as your Switch's like dock TV, then yeah, I guess. Mm, that sounds sus. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you got a weird capture card, but my Elgato just needs my laptop, and that's it. I technically don't even need a TV because you could play in the windowed capture just in OBS. There's some latency. I don't recommend it, but you can play that way. And for some people who have better capture cards, there's like so little latency. They just play that way all the time, and I'm like, I don't like that. I like being able to have the TV going. That sounds pretty sus. You should just be able to set it up. I don't need two monitors. I need my laptop and I need the TV. I mean, tutorials should just. I mean, you just plug it in. I don't. I don't know what Elgato you have, but like usually you just plug your cord into the Elgato and then you plug your Elgato into the TV, and then you plug the Elgato's USB into your computer and you're good to go. Then you just got to go into OBS and add a webcam capture basically of the Elgato, and then it'll just be there. Oh, I mean, the only way to not be El Stupido is to, buckle down and get her done. The only person who can fix that is you. I can't. I unfortunately can't solve that problem. I haven't been able to solve it for myself. If I could find a way to solve it for other people, I'd be solving that problem for myself. Trust me. One thing I've always wanted to do with my Elgato, and this is like the nerdiest shit ever, um, but I've wanted to get a AV to HDMI thing, which I believe I have. I believe I did get something like that once, and I've just lost it moving to Japan. And I've wanted to hook up on my old VCR to the Elgato so I could digitize all my old movies, like for preservation's sake, because we had a ton of VHS tapes. And I'm like, it sucks that these movies like don't really exist anymore, and many of them might never exist digitally ever. We also had a ton of old home movies, because like my mother loved filming home movies when we were very young. And my sister would do that at her birthdays and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Which I did do. I'm pretty positive I captured my Wii through my Elgato before. I'm pretty sure I did that. Like in hindsight, I'm sure I have done something like that. There was like a thing you could do for it. And I always wanted to hook up my VCR so I could like digitally preserve our old home movies and whatnot. But I never got around to it because ADHD is just a hell of a drug, and even if I really want to do something, sometimes I just can't do it. Wii Sports? I don't have Wii Sports anymore. The only games on my Wii are GameCube games. I have Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, I have Pikmin 2, and I have 13, and Smash Brothers Melee, and that's all that I have with me for my Wii. I mean, the disc for Wii Sports still exists, but it's not here in Japan with me. It's probably back in Canada somewheres in a box. Oh, I do have Fire Emblem. I do have Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. I guess I have one Wii game. Now that I say that, there might be a second Wii game in my CD booklet that is stuffed to the point of ripping. Because I have... Ooh, brilliant. Listen, I kind of played out Wii Sports, man. I played it a lot. Got to the point where I was getting perfect bowling games every game. I'm over it. Honestly, new Wii Sports looks really cool. Like for the Switch, like the sports game for the Switch that they did. It's not my speed. Also, like my Switch is kind of broken. I need a new computer, but I also need a new Switch. I really want to get like a mini PC just for streaming. so that I can set that up and not worry about this laptop crapping out on me. At least then I can stream with like relative confidence in the machine not giving out on me randomly. Um, until and like it's a bit of a stopgap until I can just get a new laptop because like again this one is 6 or 7 years old now and it's struggling. But I gotta save up money. I can't be worrying about this stuff. I don't. This isn't a thing that makes me money. I can't super worry about pouring that much money into it right now as a hobby. I got I got a lot of my life going on that I got to deal with. Ooh, a Nicket. Yeah. Do I have any other Wii games here? I don't think I have any other Wii games here. I definitely remember capturing my Wii through OBS because I think I did. I think I had started like a Paper Mario playthrough or something with the GameCube. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not sure. I do have the new Super Mario RPG, which could be fun to do on stream. Uh, but I am hesitant because that was a game I loved as a kid. Like I used to rent that game out from the game shop weekly until I finished it. Like my mother just kept renting me the game until I finished it. Because we were poor, and when you're poor, things cost more money. Like we couldn't afford to just buy the game, which was like $60 or something at the time. So instead, my mother rented it like $8 a week for like 3 months. And it's like, oh, that if we just had that much money all at one time, we could have just bought the game and then saved money in the long run instead of renting it. But because we were poor, we never had that much money at one time. So the only way to enjoy the thing was to pay like 50% its actual retail price, just spread out over an extended period of time. Being poor sucks, man. Being poor really sucks. Then we got into the PlayStation era, PS1, and my brother, who uh, really likes fiddling with machines and used to build computers and install satellites as like his job, uh, got my mother when she told him she was getting me a PS1 for Christmas, uh, because that was like the one thing I wanted was a PlayStation 1. Um, I didn't ask for anything else. I was just like, can I please have a PS1? Uh, and he was like, well, let me do this, and then he modified the PS1 to play burnt discs. He did like the laser thing, so it could play like illegally copied discs. Uh, and that was his Christmas present to me, was to set my PlayStation up to be a pirating machine. Uh, which morally I'm not super against, but at the same time I'm like, that's kind of scummy. Could have just got me a game, and I would have liked playing that game, you know? Especially if he had gotten me something like Spyro or Crash Bandicoot, like a game with like near endless replayability. Now, to be fair, we did occasionally get full PlayStation games. I did own Spyro. I did have an actual Spyro disc. We owned like hoverboard racing. Hoverboard racing was so shit. God, that game was awful. We owned a few actual physical discs that we just paid for. Uh, but what ended up happening was, I don't know if you know this, Sea Dog, because you're young. You're very young. But back when movie and video game rental stores existed a bit more, like Blockbusters and stuff like that, those kinds of shops would occasionally do like, uh, you've never now see. First of all, if you want to talk about outrages, knowing Spyro from Skylanders, but having never played Spyro hurts a lot more than me not having a Wii Sports Disc. I'm just saying. As someone who loves both Skylanders and Spyro, you're killing me here. Um, they're very different characters. You are very young. You're like half my age. You're quite young. Um, well, you might not be exactly half my age, but you're quite young. I want you to go get an emulator and play Spyro 1 because it's worth it. or get the remake. How old do you think I am? I think you're like 18, 19, somewhere's around there. I don't know. I try not to think of how old people are because it's a dangerous one. It's like thinking about how much someone weighs. It's just why would you invite that darkness into your life? Just don't think about other people that way. But so as I was saying, before I got sidetracked by you saying you love Skylanders but never played Spyro, uh, get the remake for Spyro. It's probably quite cheap right now and it's very good. I highly recommend it. Uh, so these old shops, I own a grand's worth of Skylanders, thankfully, but they're all in Canada, probably destroyed or thrown away. I might not own them anymore because, again, I haven't been able to, even though I've been in Japan for 4 years, I haven't been able to get to a point financially where I could contact the people in Canada and I'm like, hey, I'm going to send you $300. Could you ship me some of the stuff I own? Because I haven't had a place where I could put it. Uh, to continue my tangent, like, we keep getting tangent, like, my ADHD is rampant. Ooh, brilliant, brilliant. Uh, before, um, before in the before times, in like PS1, PS2 era, and before, like Super Nintendo, there were a lot of stores that would rent movies. There are still places that rent movies, though from my understanding, it is a dying breed in the West, at least. In Japan, there are still a ton of movie rental places, um, but I think they make a lot of their money renting porn, and not actual movies. But maybe I'm wrong. Um, there is so what they used to do, they also used to rent video games. uh Blockbuster was famous for this. Hell, Blockbuster used to rent Game Boy games. I used to rent Game Boy Color games, to test them for a week to see if I wanted to get them. So that was a thing that happened, right? Shops used to rent video games. You'd take them, you'd get them for a week, and you'd play them. um they were more expensive than movies, but you also got them for a week instead of just like 2 days. Um, but uh, these kinds of shops, especially the smaller ma and pop shops, like not the huge chains like Blockbuster, but the smaller privately owned stuff, um, they would have little like money traps, right? They would have gumball machines and like things that would be gotcha machines in Japan, but because we lived in North America, they were just shit, right? Um, because they weren't as good as like gotcha machines. Not that gotcha machines are good, but at least gotcha machines like have some level of quality to them. Um, this is usually shit where you like put in a quarter and you get a handful of peanuts, or put in a quarter and you get a handful of M&Ms. Uh, and a big one was you put in a quarter, 25 cents, and you get a singular large gumball. Brilliant! Ah, damn it. You get a singular large gumball, right? Now they would do this thing. Some of these stores would do this thing where inside the gumball machine, where there'd be all these multicolored gumballs you could see, they would put a singular black gumball, and they would have a sign on the front of the machine. Oh, I accidentally took a screenshot because I'm talking with my hands. Um, and they would like write a little shitty handwritten note, because again, this is the kind of thing we're dealing with. And they would slap that on the gumball machine, and it would say, if you get the black gumball, you would get a free movie rental every day for a year, something like that. Um, and like, I'm always surprised when one of those places actually puts a black gumball in there, but I guess they kind of have to in case someone goes in and just empties the gumball machine with quarters to get the free. And like, if you have the money on hand, like the change, it's almost worth it to just spend like $30 to get free movie rentals every day for a year. Like, in hindsight, I don't know why people didn't just, whenever there was one of those things, just go out and get like $30 worth of quarters and just buy all the gum. Like, I imagine at that point the store owner would like try and kick you out or like take the gumball machine away, but like that would very quickly expose like the facade. Um, and for a long time, I just assumed most of those, unless you could literally see the black gumball, inside. I just assumed they would be lying, right? Like they say there's one because, if you're there and you just got changed for renting a movie anyways and you got a quarter, you might as well get a gumball and see if you win free movies for the year, right? And it just like it's a little way for them to just make a little bit of extra scratch. Because it's just a little impulse buy, right? You see, it's like, yeah, I'll gamble 25 cents and get a piece of gum whether I win or lose. Sure, why not? So where we lived, there was a shop. It was a really big shop for not being a chain. I remember, well, no, I was a kid, so it might not have been as big, but for me, it felt big. Um, and they had this promotion. And after I got my PlayStation, like, I want to say like 3 months or so after I got my PlayStation, it was like, because I got my PlayStation for Christmas, and then it was like springish of the next year. Um, right towards the start of summer, which fuck yes. My mother, she was 100% the type of person who's always willing to drop a quarter in one of those things, even though she doesn't really like gum. But it's just the right level of gambling plus a treat, right? That was like her ideal situation of just my mother would always do this, right? Just because why not? I mean, you might win free movies for a year, and at worst, I spent a quarter and got a little piece of gum. Uh, so she put the quarter in. Oh, another brilliant. We're getting a lot of brilliance. This is sick. So she put the quarter in, and the black gumball came out. And this was a special store because their sign didn't just say free movie rental for a year. It just said free rental every day. Every day for the year, you could rent one thing from the shop. And they used to rent video games. And video games were a week-long rental. So every day, my mother could just pick up a video game, and we would have it for the week. So what would happen is, because we had this great deal, and again, my brother had modified my PlayStation 1 to play burnt games, like illegally copied games. So one day I would get to pick a game, and we would rent it. And the next day, my sister would get to pick a game, and we would rent that one. We would then take both of those games to our friend who was good with computers and really into like torrenting and piracy. Um, he was all super into that. That was just his thing. As like a hobby. He just like this was like when torrenting was like new for the general public. It like became a hobby for him. Uh, so we would take our two games to him, and he would copy the discs. Uh, and then it would take him like a day to copy the two discs, and then we would just own those two games we just rented forever, and we would play those two games for the rest of the week. My mother would rent a movie every once in a while if she wanted to rent a movie. We definitely didn't use it every day. Like we weren't min-maxing this free movie or game rental every day for a year. Absolutely. We weren't min-maxing that. We weren't in there each day getting a new thing and then like, enjoying it. We were just, when wanted, we would do it. And we basically got like 2 to 3 games a week for a year. And again, we would always get them, take them immediately to the friend's house, often without even taking them home for me to play them. Give them to him for the night, and he would copy them. So we ended up just with like a whole CD like holder worth of burnt PlayStation games, where it was just whatever game we felt like getting, and we didn't min max. We didn't get every game in the store. We only got games that sounded like fun, which was cool. I was a big fan. Now, in hindsight, we were doing some pretty skeezy illegal stuff, and I wasn't super into it. Just because I don't typically do piracy as an adult. Even as a teen, I was like, this was a weird thing that we did. This was a weird situation we existed in that was dubious. Like even as a teenager, I was like, it was cool that I got to own some PlayStation games that my family definitely couldn't afford. But at the same time, like I do feel a little bad about it. I don't now. I mean, I still feel like it was a. Oh my Jesus! A brilliant Rickety, get the fuck out of here. I still feel like it was a weird thing I don't feel as morally bad about it as I did in like high school, where I was like, man, that was kind of fucked up that we did. Now I'm just like, yeah, that was a weird fucked up thing we did, but my parents were poor and they had two kids, and you know, keeping us entertained is hard. And it sucks. It sucks not being able to give your kids what they want, right? Like, I wasn't a very kid who wanted a lot, but the things I wanted typically were expensive. And my mother always felt, and this is one of my favorite stories about her. She always felt very bad at like Christmas, uh, because my sister loves cheap shit, right? My sister likes cheap shit, right? Like for Christmas, she wants face painting supplies so she can open a little face painting uh, booth at a table out on the front yard and make like $20 over the course of a day. Because people driving by see a little girl out selling face paint just in the middle of the street on her own, right? And they're like, hell yeah, let's get our face painted with this little kid and give her some money, right? Um, oh, brilliant Nicket, brilliant Nicket. Aw, damn it. Which my sister used to do. She would make more than $20 at it. She would put up signs all around the street so people knew face painting was this way, and um, but like my sister always would get a lot of very cheap gifts at Christmas, which is ideal for my mother because my mother for some reason, for her the fun part of Christmas is watching people unwrap presents, and I get that. Like I get that to some extent. Watching people open a gift you give them is super fun. I really like doing it. But she always felt super bad because I would have 6 or 7 presents to open total. Um, Outside of the stocking, which would be stuff with like little cheap candies and whatnot, right? Like things that aren't substantial or long lasting. Um, and I would open like my 6 or 7 presents maybe. Uh, Usually 2 of them would be relatively expensive, and then the rest would be just some cheap things like a pair of socks or a book or a pack of cards, like several packs of cards. She used to fill my stocking with individually wrapped packs of Pokemon cards and Digimon cards and stuff like that. Uh, and she always felt bad because it felt like I wasn't getting as much as my sister. I didn't have as much to physically do at Christmas because the gifts I wanted were expensive. And I, even as a kid, I was like, Mom, the thing I wanted was like this one thing was like the cost of everything you got Rebecca, like, or my sister. I was just like, don't worry about it. Like I as a person understand how expensive these things I ask for are, and realize that there is a pay disparity between what you're getting me and my sister, and why she has a lot of things and I have a few things. But it was just a weird thing that always bothered her, that I just physically didn't have as much to open on Christmas. And I don't know, it never bothered me. I remember one year for Christmas, I just wanted 2 like new Xbox 360 games. And like new Xbox 360 games used to be like $60. So that's like $120 for 2 presents. Uh which is, a lot when you're poor. Uh and she got them. I woke up that day to, Jesus, what was it? Halo 4? It was Halo 4 and I think Black Ops 2 or Black Ops. It was a new-ish Call of Duty and Halo 4. Uh those were my 2 big presents under the tree that year. And I'm like, yep, these were expensive. Can I start playing them now? While my sister is opening her presents, can I play my video games? No. So I never felt bad at Christmas for not having as much to open as other people, because I knew I had even then I knew as a kid my hobbies were very expensive. That has not changed as I look at the multiple consoles in my room and the stack of retro DS and Game Boy games and shit that I have. But it's a fun story. It's fun to think about. I don't know if this work spot, like where we live here, the shared building we're in, I was spoiled in many ways and not spoiled in others. Um, but like my mother always made sure we got what we wanted for Christmas. Like we got our letters to Santa. We got two gifts from Santa, and basically universally we got what we asked for. I never got that. I had never gotten like a box of cards from my mother. She could not. She never bought on that scale for cards. Now, to be fair, most of the time I wouldn't even ask for cards for Christmas because, like, again, it's Christmas. It's my one time of the year to be like, hey, there's this thing I couldn't buy myself uh, at all that I want because it's just way too much money for me to save up in a reasonable amount. That's what I want. You know, a new game system or new software for video games. Um, that was that was that. One year she got me a Blood Bowl team. That was super cool. Because one of the local game shops I used to hang out in had a Blood Bowl league, and I was super into it, and I wanted to try playing it. And she went into the store and just asked them and tried to figure out how to get a team and got me like an orc team, but she knew I wanted a troll on the team because I talked about it with my ADHD just word vomit for my hyperfixations. But the team doesn't come with a troll, so she had to just get a troll for the team, but like the guy at the store didn't realize what she wanted, so he just sold her like a full metal troll that had nothing to do with Blood Bowl. So I had like this Blood Bowl orc team, which all looked like Blood Bowl orcs, and then there's just a generic fantasy troll. It was really fun. I love that team. I still have that team. It's still in the box with everything else and the Skylanders back in Canada. I still have that orc team because I don't get rid of stuff. I'm just a supreme hoarder when it comes to the things I love. One year she did get me some cards, and she didn't realize it was the shitty. Oh my god, this was a funny story. She got me the shitty parody Pokemon cards called Pukamon, which was just what if Pokemon was kind of gross and like had 90s haha adult humor where everything was like poop and shit and vomit and getting high. Uh, and she did not realize they were not Pokemon cards because she was just buying stuff that looked like Pokemon. So I went to school one day with those cards, and the kids were all like, "What the fuck are these?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know, boys. My mother found them. She thought they were Pokemon cards. I didn't have the heart to tell her she was wrong." I told her later, for sure. But like at the time, as a kid, I didn't have the heart to be like, "Mom, what the hell is this?" And they were like a neat little curio, right? Yeah, I had some of those. They were garbage. They were also just super low quality. I've been getting a lot more Pokemon cards now that I'm in Japan, which sucks because I don't have anyone to play with physically. I could probably get a webcam and set up for webcam games for like GLC, but uh, I don't know. I'm a little shy because I feel like most people who play in the like Tricky Gym Discord server who are like into GLC are just probably way better at playing than I am. Plus, a lot of my cards are Japanese, and I can't remember what they do, so I have to look stuff up pretty often. Because I can't read kanji. If they're in, I can usually get by with a lot of what the cards do, but I can't get by all the time with what the cards do. Um, well, see, the problem with Pokemon TCG Live is that they killed the service that was sort of pretty good for a new service, which is kind of shit. And from my understanding, you can't play GLC, which is the only Pokemon format I'm like super into, uh, in the online thing anymore. Basically, also you can't download the client in Japan, which is like probably the biggest indicator that this is a thing that shouldn't exist. Because like Japan is like Pokemon in its veins, And the fact that the online Pokemon thing can't exist in Japan because of Japan's anti-gambling laws or some shit. Like the Pokemon TCG Online, like TCG Live, like you cannot play that in Japan. I mean, you could probably just do it in like tabletop sim. It would probably just be bad. I don't know. I don't. Tabletop simulator is like an amazing tool that is just too much effort for me. Like 99% of the time. Like you can do amazing stuff with tabletop simulator as long as you're fine with it not looking amazing and are willing to put in the work. And I'm usually fine with things not looking amazing, but I don't like putting in the work. I want the easiest solution. I want plug and play. Like that's what I want, and that's not what we get. Now my problem is when I first got into GLC, the old Pokemon TCG client was still around, and you could just buy booster packs. Because you could get codes for the booster packs for buying the physical booster packs in the West, which you can't do in Japan because again the online game doesn't exist here. Um, so it's one of these weird things where I spent like $50 or $80 on the Pokemon TCG digitally, just buying old booster packs so I can build like cool GLC decks, or at least get stuff to trade for the cards I wanted for the GLC decks, and then they shut the service down and are like, don't worry, when all this stuff becomes available in the new service, we'll give it to you. And then they just haven't done that yet. Yeah, but I mean, the Pokemon Company doesn't like those things existing for the most part, I don't think. It's a miracle that, like, Showdown has existed as long as it has. I've never done it. I've never done Showdown because I have never really, until recently, cared at all about competitive Pokemon. I still don't think I care, but like I am interested to like try it ranked because like a new season just started in Scarlet and Violet. And I'm like I could breed a team and like come up with like an EV spread that I think is pretty okay, and I can I could have fun. Like I'm not an idiot. I understand how Pokemon works at a base level. I could probably make a team that wins like 1 out of 5 games. Um, but then I'm like, all right, breeding the shinies with the right IVs that I want would take a while. Um, and if I'm playing Pokemon, I'm probably recording Violet for the shiny only run, or I'm streaming this. Though I did do some Let's Go Pikachu this week, uh, just because I got the itch. I got the itch to go catch combo at a shiny, which I did. I got a shiny Kangaskhan. It took like I want to say a total of 3 hours. See, I would like to try playing like doubles, like ranked doubles in Scarlet and Violet. I'm not super interested in like random formats. Uh, I would like to play the closest to like what the actual like competitive tournaments are, even if I have no desire to ever be good enough to like do those things. Um, it's the same thing with like the TCG. I like playing the Pokemon card game. It's like the only card game where like standard like was fun to play for a while, and I was like, because I had like I had a Samurott deck, like a Hisuian Samurott V, I think, V Star deck, back when that was the standard, and I really liked playing it. It was just fun. And I was like, wow, a card game with a standard where like I'm not hitting the exact same decks over and over again, and my decks feel like they're cool, and I didn't spend a ton of money on it to just lose forever. Yeah, we're on Regulation H now, which is what I was building a team for. Um, Regulation H, as far as I can tell, is just no legendaries or paradox Pokemon. Uh, and I was like, that's super cool. Yeah, that's fair. There are places here that do like a lot of Pokemon tournaments, but the problem is like I am really only genuinely interested in playing GLC, and outside of Tokyo, I don't know if there are GLC groups in Japan. And again, it's one of those things where I could go to a GLC group in Tokyo, but like one, it's gonna cost me like a lot of money to like get there, pay for a hotel for the night, play in the tournament, spend the night in the hotel, and then get back. Like it would cost me like $200 just to go out to play for a night, and I'm like, I didn't mind doing that for Magic every once in a while when I first came here, especially because I would stay at a business hotel for like 2 nights, for like $40 a night. So it wasn't that bad, and the train ride is a lot smaller compared to going to Tokyo. Uh, but like again, I also just don't have what my cards do memorized because I don't get to play it as much as Magic. Um, I'd like to get there. Same with Digimon, because I love the Digimon card game. I think it is super fun. I think the decks are crazy. The art is cool. The way the game plays is fun. I really like the Digimon card game. I have gotten to play maybe 6 games of it in my life. I own a fair number of cards. I've built like 4 or 6 decks, so I could like, if friends ever wanted to try, we could like play together. But like, very rarely do I find people who are interested in learning a card game. My partner has talked about it, and I got her. I got her a like the old Startermon deck for Angemon because that's the Digimon she likes, and she's watched a lot of videos of people playing it on her own. So I'm like, hopefully getting her into it, so I have someone to play Digimon with. That'd be sick. But that's what I want to do with Pokemon. I want to build like 2 or 3 or 4 GLC decks. So then if I find people who are into Pokemon and like maybe even into collecting the cards, but they've never played the game, I can be like, hey, let's play this cool like format. That's like not super expensive and really fun. But we'll see. It's hard to card game right now where I live. I just can't get to shops. And shops like here, man, oh god, they suck. I mean, some of them are really cool, but like their events are always late at night. Uh, like there is a local shop that supposedly does Digimon every Sunday. So they're doing Digimon tonight, which is cool. But it's like this situation where uh they only start playing at like 7 o'clock at night and finish at like 8:30, and I'm like, I can't be out that late with this job, man. Like I don't have a way home after that. Unless I bully like a Japanese friend in the town to drive me home after, but like that's a tall ask for. I just want to play some Digimon cards. I prefer saving that for like, hey, I desperately need groceries or medicine. Can you please take me home? Honestly, they're not that different. It depends on what type of store you're going into, I guess. If you're in a store that specializes in one game, uh, then it's going to be pretty different compared to other stores. But for the most part, a lot of the card shops here are pretty samey. At least for like dedicated card stores. General hobby stores that also carry cards are also pretty similar. Um, but it is what it is. And there's a fun thing about like going to like a Japanese bookstore and like digging through their 10 yen or 30 yen. Uh, I mean, it depends on what you're buying. And the biggest problem is like unless you're buying like slightly damaged cards in stores, there's a good chance that their prices might even be higher than online pricing. So like, I don't know, for cards, well, maybe it depends. You can get some really good deals here on cards of various games, but it's impertinently like, uh, yeah. It's the same thing with like retro games, because I love getting retro games and retro systems, but like here it's like a crap shot, right? Like you can get a new in-box DSi, like Japanese DSi, for like $20. But you can't get like a scuffed, beat up, and scratched Game Boy Advance SP for less than like 70. It's just this weird thing where like prices are kind of weirdly all over the place. I've been thinking about getting a Super Nintendo, like a Famicom, but they're like $40, and I'm like, do I really want to pay $40 to have to carry this fucking thing around with me for the rest of my life? And then at the same time, I'm like, it's a fucking Super Nintendo for $40, and games here for Super Nintendo are like maybe $2 a piece, like half the time. Like, if it isn't new in box, games here are really cheap. Like, you can get old Pokemon games here for like less than $10, and like these are cartridges that back home sell for like hundreds of dollars. Like, I can easily get like, if I go to a thrift store, I could find like I could buy like a Pokemon Leaf Green for, I literally think, like $5. You can buy Pokemon Green version for $5. SimCity on the Super Nintendo? Yeah, I have a long time ago. I can't tell you I enjoyed it, but I do remember playing it. Jesus, so many rookies, man. Come on. Yeah, I know a lot of people were really into it. My Super Nintendo time was mostly spent with like Super Mario RPG and Kirby All Stars, 8 games in one or whatever it was called. Was it Kirby All Stars? I think it was Kirby All Stars. Oh, we're at a PP. All right, we gotta go focus center. I thought we still had a little. That's fair. Some of those old games just don't hold up, sadly. Hello. But I'm a big fan of retro games, especially retro Game Boy games. I do admit that when I go to thrift stores, I'm the type of guy who'll just see an interesting Game Boy game and just buy it. Uh, I have like a bunch of the old Metabots games. I have some Shogi video games. I have, Jesus, I have too many Game Boy games. Yeah, yeah, I'll update the numbers. It hasn't been a full hour yet, but I can do that. See if we hit 500 on the Wooloo yet. I think we, I don't know. All right, Squovit, we are up to 41. I took out 9 Squovit. God damn. Nick 315. What? We took out 65? Whew. I didn't realize we saw 65 Nickets. Hot damn. Wooloo 460. Yeah, no, I did not think we were at 500 yet. Whew. That's awesome. That is super cool. For the Squovit, yeah. That's basically where I'm at. Uh we are basically only engaging with brilliant Squovets. Oh, sorry. My eye got all messed up. Let me fix that. I did it again. I did it again. There we go. I until all 3 of them are at 500, that's kind of my plan. Like, only interact with the brilliant ones for the ones that are over 500. Once we get them all to 500, I'll just encounter all of them. There's Wooloo. But that's the current goal, you know. That's what we want. We're getting there though. We're pretty close to like 1,500 encounters as well. Yeah, I know. No, I wasn't saying that was low. I was saying that was high. I was reacting because that was a high number. I thought it was only like 4. So when it was 9, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I did run into like 3 that weren't brilliant that I accidentally stumbled into and KO'd. Yeah. Squilvit's number should not be going up drastically. So the fact that it went up by 9 was like, ooh, Jesus. 9? Alright, crazy. Nick it going up by 60 was sick, though. That's awesome. That's a lot of Nickit for 1 hour. I think that might be the most Nickits I've taken out in an hour since we started this playthrough. And the fact that we're only like 40 away on the Wooloo hitting 500 is pretty sick. It's pretty exciting. Once they're all at 500, I'll just take encounters with all of them. Until I get my shiny, but... Oh, see, I ran into another Squilvet. Sometimes I just run into them by accident. The controls in this game don't always feel super precise. Yep. I have boosted Brilliant Odds on all 3 of them. The Brilliant Odds boost at like if you mean like the chance of getting the brilliant Pokemon, I think those cap at like 200. In terms of like the chance of the Pokemon spawning brilliant. The shiny boost caps at 500. And yeah, I will have that on this playthrough, like this file for Squilvet forever. Any brilliant Squilvet I run into will have like the boosted shiny odds. Which is another reason why I kind of like this method. I just think it's neat. Because like I do need 2 shiny Squilvets, right? For the living decks. I need 2 shiny Wooloo, I need 2 shiny Nickit. So like getting them all there means that later I could theoretically just, you know, run into one by accident and have those boosted odds. So we'll see. Now see, this is why I didn't think I had so many encounters, because sometimes it's just slow, where it's only Squilvets and Rickety spawning. I don't have anything to do. Just running around waiting for something to be the right color, goddammit. The Nickits having quick attack is a real pain in the ass. The fact that they get to hit me and slow the fight down, oh man. I should get my Nickit shiny just for having to put up with that. Ooh, brilliant Nickit. Let's go. Alright, not shiny, not shiny. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. We're not capped on that yet. That was still like a 1 in 900 or 1 in 800 or something. My biggest problem is, and like my biggest concern, and it shouldn't be because at level 6, I'm pretty sure like 90% of the time if you throw a Pokeball at a level 6, you're catching it. But I don't have any way to weaken the Pokemon. Well, exactly, right? Like, this is the cool thing, especially for a shiny only run. If I get all 3 of these to 500, then after I get my first shiny and then progress the story a little bit, I can come back and just get another shiny, and hopefully it won't be as long of a hunt, in theory. It increases the odds for the whole run that when I find a brilliant Wooloo, Nickit, or Squilvet, I could get another shiny for the run at boosted odds, which is sick. Like, I really like this method. My only complaint with the numbered battle method, besides the name sucking, and as far as I know there not being a more elegant fan-made name for it, is just that 3% for brilliant spots fucking sucks. Oh yeah, I mean, Nickit, Wooloo, and Squilvet. Part of the reason I was really excited to do Sword and Shield is just that I don't have a lot of shinies from this generation. And they're really good. So those 3 are shinies I really wanted to hunt. But one I really want to hunt is also like Arascuda, or whatever it's called, the fish, like the arrow fish Pokemon, the Barracuda. Because they are in Scarlet and Violet, but I find seeing the shiny underwater in Scarlet and Violet for them basically impossible. Oh my Jesus, another brilliant rookie D. Get out of here, man. Why do I keep getting these 1% instead of the fucking 3%? Yeah, but here's the thing. I have played an obscene amount of Scarlet and Violet, and I have still not found a shiny Squovin. And I've hunted them, and they just don't show up. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. If I really want a shiny Squovin, I could just go get it in Scarlet and Violet. I can't do that with Nickit or Wooloo. But these are three I really want. I really want that fish, the Urscuda. I really want that one. That's what I'm planning to do here. Uh, I'm trying to think of other ones I would like to get. It would be cool to get like Delmise, like the grass ghost Pokemon that's like an anchor. I haven't seen it shiny. I've been thinking about breeding one for a shiny for a long time, and I keep putting it off to breed like fossil Pokemon and stuff like that. But I think that'd be a really cool shiny to get. Plus, I just like it. That's fair. Oh yeah, Squovit's turn up shiny. It's just I haven't found one in Scarlet and Violet yet, and I have been in the places where I could find a shiny Squovit a lot in that game, and I just haven't. I'm like, oh well, it's not been my time yet. But I'm trying to think of what other Pokemon are in this region that I want. Getting a shiny Yamask would be pretty cool. I don't have a shiny Yamask yet. Uh, I'm not super interested in getting the Galarian evolution of it, of Cofagris. The Well, I guess I am, right? Because it's a whole different Pokemon, right? The evolved form has a different name, right? I think. Yes, Grapploct is another one I want. Absolutely. I love the little fighting octopus. Every time a new Grapploct, because I love its pre-evolved form. Dude, the Pokemon in Scarlet, like Sword and Shield, are some of the best designed Pokemon I have ever seen. Like, they really blew it out of the water with this game, and I really hate that like Dexit caused such a huge hullabaloo about this game, and like the route admittedly not being like the way people like the routes to be, which is a very valid complaint. Sword and Shield are laid out in a pretty shitty way. I don't deny that. And yes, the story kind of sucks, but it's Pokemon. The story always kind of sucks. That's not why we play these games. Um, but like the actual design for the Gen 8 Pokemon are fucking amazing. Except for like maybe the legendaries. I don't really care for the legendaries. Um, like Zamazenta and Zacian are like kind of cool, but like at the same time I'm just like meh. They're all right. But like the rest of the Pokemon in this gen, I fucking love them, man. And their shinies are great, which is a lot more than what I can say for a lot of the shinies in Scarlet and Violet. Like every shiny I think we can get in this area for new Pokemon looks amazing. I think they're awesome. But it is what it is. Grapploct is pretty cool. That's another one. What other Gen 8 Pokemon are there that are like fun? Because I don't remember which ones are actually from this region. It's been a while. Grapploct, Delmise, Snom. Snom's a good one. I think I already have. I think I have one shiny Snom. If I only have one, I would need a second. Snom is adorable. The shiny's not as good. Dawn is another well-designed Pokemon, but it is a rare miss for the shinies. Because it's just like kind of yellow. And its evolved form is like kind of green. Oh, really? Really? I guess that makes sense. For me, because I never played Sun and Moon, I thought Delmise was a Sword and Shield Andy. Really? It was a Sun and Moon one? That makes sense. It's an anchor. It makes sense it would be the one where it's a series of islands. But I did not know that. I love it. That is a cool Pokemon. Good for you, Sun and Moon. Pokemon don't exist until I know them, so unfortunately Delmise will always be a Gen 8 Pokemon for me. And Sun and Moon just has to deal with that. Oh, Meta PP. God damn it. I keep running out of PP. Dhelmise is a cool Pokemon. I do not know what the shiny looks like, but I hope it's good. I kind of fear that it isn't because sometimes ghost Pokemon shinies are just kind of meh. But it has such a cool design. I'm like, the shiny has to be cool. It's so good, the shiny has to be good, right? That's how that works. The more cool a Pokemon design is, the more cool the shiny is by default, right? 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 I'm just huffing on the copium over here. Just like absolutely scarfing down the copium as best as I can. Pyukumuku? Is that the little sea urchin guy? I might do him. I don't have him yet. Is Pincursion in this game? He's in Scarlet and Violet, but I still don't have that shiny yet. And I have hunted for it in Scarlet and Violet, but never when I had the patience for it. Oh, that's sick. I would say I would do a shiny Aegishield or like Aegislash, but I already have it. I already have that whole line, so I'm not super interested in getting it again. Though if I do get a shiny Honedge, I will be excited because shiny Honedge is sick as fuck. That whole line looks gorgeous. And they're also just like some of my favorite ghost Pokemon. I really wish I could make them work in GLC a little bit better. But unfortunately, they always have like the change stance ability to fetch the other one into your hand, I think. And it's just like doesn't do anything in GLC because you only get to run one of the two versions of the card, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to just look at stuff as we get through the game. The problem is I really love the Vogue Pokemon from this generation. Like Orbeetle. I love Orbeetle, but I already have like 2 shiny Orbeetles. I don't need a third. I really don't need a third. But it also has the Gigantamax, right? Which is super sick. But I mean, we'll see. I'm not trying to build the list like the run that far in my head yet. We'll just kind of play it by ear. See what we get as we get it. Pincursion could be fun to get. No, but the problem is 2 of them are Orbeetles. I do need like a Lipbug and a Dottler, but I need them to not evolve ever. Because I have 2 actual Orbeetles. Yeah, I got them out of the raids. The not the raids, but like the dungeon things you do with the legendaries. So I couldn't not have them at that stage. Sadly. So I do need a Blipbug and I do need a Dottler, but like when I get those, they won't evolve. And typically I don't think the I don't think middle evolution cocoon bug Pokemon are very good even with Eviolite. So I don't think if I get like a Blipbug or a Dottler and I slap an Eviolite on it, it's gonna make this run significantly easier. So as much as I do need those shinies, I'll probably just breed them at some point. I think that's probably for the best for my sanity. Ooh, nick it. But those are pretty cool. I'm trying to think of what else is in this generation. I already have Phalanx, or else I would absolutely be going for Phalanx, because Phalanx is not only one of my favorite Pokemon in the last, like, 2 generations, but the shiny is amazing. Gossifleur? Ah, I don't have that. That is a Pokemon I don't have that might be fun to get. Gossifleur. I always forget Gossifleur exists. Or Gossifleur gets confused with, like, Whimsicott in my head. And I realize those are very different Pokemon, but, like, in my head, they're the same thing. Which happens sometimes. Usually not with Pokemon, but it does sometimes happen. Was there a new dragon in this game that was very cool? Oh, it was the Dreepy line, right? Now that's another one where, like, I think I have Dragapult, but I don't have the pre-evolves. Esper and Meowstic? Yeah, I mean, if we find those, I could see myself going for one of them. I do like the design for those Pokemon. But they're also in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. Creepy's pretty rough. Plus, again, like, I can get that in Scarlet and Violet probably easier. Not that I have, because in my Shiny Only Violet run, we've been doing on the recording for the YouTube side instead of the live streaming. I definitely hunted ghost Pokemon where Dreepy spawn for ever trying to get it or Mimikyu. Mimikyu is one I would like. Morpeko is one I would like. If I could get Morpeko in this game, it'd be pretty cool. It is something I can get in Violet, but if I got it here, I wouldn't complain. Plus, it was very much like a standout from this game, right? Because Marnie uses Morpeko, right? Like, that's a shiny that would be cool to get. Yeah, I mean, it could be done in Scarlet and Violet, but, like, I don't mind doing it here. Scarlet and Violet have, like, a pretty good spread. So, there's a lot that can be gotten in them. But sometimes hunting in different ways is just fun. Like, again, I did hop on Let's Go Pikachu this week and farmed out a shiny Kangaskhan just because I was like, hell yeah. I want a shiny Kangaskhan. Let me just go catch one. And then I did. It wasn't even that bad of a catch combo, too. I think it was like 130 catch combo that failed and then a 110 catch combo. It wasn't that bad. It was not the longest combo I've had to run in Let's Go Pikachu for a shiny. That was like definitely Nidoran. I think I had to catch like 380 Nidorans before the shiny spawned. I was like well over the reasonable limit for that. I feel it was a long pain in the ass. Milcery? I already have shiny Milceries from Scarlet and Violet. That was one of the first outbreaks I got. I also have the whole Infinite Blind, which I'm not ruling out. There is still a chance that I will do those hunts in this just because, you know, why not? But I am trying to prioritize Pokemon that we don't. Whoa, that's a brilliant Nickit! Now, Sizzlipede, absolutely. That is one I don't have and would be sick as fuck to get. Toxel, yeah, I could do that. I have a shiny Toxel, but I do not have the evolved form yet. I'm not too worried about playing it out. We'll find stuff as we find stuff. This one is the Seismitoad too, right? Palpitoad and Seismitoad? I don't have those. Roly-Poly? I think I already have that shiny line from Scarlet and Violet. I'm pretty sure. I am relatively close to having every shiny I can get in Scarlet and Violet. There are still some of the starters I don't have. There are definitely still Pokemon I don't have, but like we're getting there. Yeah, we're already primed for Clobbopus. Clobbopus looks amazing. I have no idea what the shiny looks like. I think they did release a shiny card, but I don't think I have it. So don't spell it for me. Yamper. Yamper's one we don't have and would like to get. Yeah, I'm. It's not that I'm not crazy about Yamper. I do like its evolved forms shiny a lot. It's just right now, in order to hunt Yamper, I would need to not be hunting Wooloo, and I love Wooloo and Wooloo shiny. Oh yeah, there's a ton. This is gonna be a fun run. We're gonna fish up some cool stuff. Oh, there was a Nickit. We are going to have a good time. There will be good shinies to be had, absolutely. Clobbopus is gonna be sick though. That is such a cool Pokemon, man. It looks so good. We could get a Wailord while we're at it. I don't know if I already have a Wailmer. I think I think I had a shiny Wailord, but I think it was a hacked one I got out of the GTS that I just released. True. Listen, I'm gonna take whatever shiny we get. Like, in theory, it would be nice to hunt new shinies for the living decks. But at the same time, I am not super asked if we just get a random shiny that I already have. We're definitely gonna take it. I'm not gonna be that picky about it. But now for the battling, like numbers battle thing, I'm going to be aiming for Pokemon we actually need for the living decks. But if I just find a random shiny, then fuck yeah, we're taking it. I don't care what it is. But I would like to prioritize new shinies, just for my own sanity, which I think would be pretty fun. Because I mean, getting to add stuff to the national like shiny decks is always fun. You have a great idea. That sounds dangerous. Don't hurt yourself, bud. Before my shiny only BDSP, I should a bootleg only run. Oh, for cassette beasts? Yeah, yeah, that could be fun. I don't know if my laptop can handle it right now. I think the only reason this stream is going so smooth is because I'm running it uh, through my Switch, right? Like my PC isn't actually running this game; it's just recording it. It's just streaming it. It's not even recording it. My laptop's been having some problems. I don't know if I could trust it to run the game and also stream it right now, which sucks. Maybe. I might be able to do that on my Steam Deck and just plug my Steam Deck into my Elgato, and then use my PS5 controller on the Steam Deck. That sounds like me. I do. I'll definitely go back to that cassette beat runs at some point, for sure. I still very much love cassette beasts. I listen to the music like every other day. I am. Listen, if anyone watching has not played cassette beasts, you owe it to yourself to play that game. It is very good. And the shinies in that game are fun. I like bootlegs. I'm gonna be super rusty when I pick that up though. It's been a while, man. I also just haven't been playing it in my off time. And they've done like the DLC and a big update, and I haven't picked it. I think I picked up the DLC, but I never got around to playing it. Maybe. Or maybe I never got around to buying it. I don't know, man. It's been a hard year. Streaming at my last place was like not optimal. Now, in hindsight, turns out if I just lower the latency a little bit, maybe it would have been fine, which is like infuriating to think about, so I try not to think about it. Because the fact that we're getting such a good, like, consistent stream where I'm not dropping any frames, I'm pretty sure this is only working because I changed just from ultra low latency to just low latency. And if that was all it would have taken for me to be able to be streaming, I'm really upset with myself over it. Cassette piece is good. I've thought about doing a Nexomon shiny only run as well. Did I stream that? I don't think I was streaming that, but I did. I have spent like 18 hours trying to get the shiny in Nexomon 2. Because they also have a way to boost the shiny odds through battle. Oh, brilliant Nickit, brilliant Nickit. I believe Nexomon 2 is a thing where if you fight Nexomons, it boosts the chance for them to be shiny. I think they also give you a bunch of boosts the more Nexomons you see. And you can also pick up items throughout the story that boost the odds, but I was doing like, shiny only, so I don't have those items. And Nexomon doesn't have any trading, which was a huge pain in the dick when I found that out, because I was like, oh man, I could just go into my one Examon and transfer all my Nexomon over, and then have the fully boosted shiny odds in Nexomon 2 right at the start of the game. But then it's like, there is literally no way to transfer or trade Nexomon, and I was like, motherfucker. Yeah. I didn't hate or love Nexomon. I think it is a fine game. I would not recommend it as much as I recommend Cassette Beasts. I still think it's pretty good. Nexomon 2 was kind of fun. Some of the monsters have pretty neat designs. I'm just not as into it. And that's fine. Yeah, no trading is pretty rough for like a monster taming game in the modern era. Hell, I think Cassette Beast has trading, actually, which is fucked up. But we'll see. I've never actually gotten a shiny in Nexomon or a cosmic, whatever they call it. I think I read somewhere that like the creator, like the developer of Nexomon, just really dislikes the idea of shinies or something. I don't remember the exact thing I read, but I don't think he's like super into shinies as like a thing. But I'm not positive. I thought I read something like that. Yeah, well, I mean, I played a lot of Nexomon too. Like I played through the whole story. I did get all the items that boost the Cosmic Nexomon chances. Um, I think I did the whole post game too, because I think I got every Nexomon you could get um, on that one save, so I could get the full Cosmic odds. Um, so I mean, I played the game a fair bit, but I never found them. So I was like, oh well. Other people assure me they exist. I've watched videos of people getting them. I know they're real. Nexomon 3 is coming out next year or the year after, and it's I don't know. I'm not, again, because I'm super like just mid on Nexomon 2. I'm not like super hype on Nexomon 3. Um, but I mean they might surprise me. We're at a tackle like PP. I thought we were getting low. All right, let's go. Let's go update our moves here. So I have less button presses to do per fight. It's where I'm at in my life. I wanna do those. How close to hour 2? It's only it's been an hour and a half. We got like another 30 minutes. We got time. We want to make sure Wooloo is over 500, and we want to get Nickit as close to 400 as we can this hour. That would be sick. If we can get them all to 500 today, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, it would be cooler if we could just find the shiny. Like, if the next Nickit I walk into is shiny, I mean, that'd be pretty damn cool. Ooh, Brilliant Squabit. 30 minutes, yeah. It's only 128 right now. Unless my live is wrong. Yeah? Yeah? 30 minutes? Why? It's only been half an hour. We've been having some good discussion. So time's been slowing down. It's for sure wrong. It says I've been live for an hour and 28 minutes. It's only 9:58. OBS says I've only been live for an hour and 28 minutes. It's just some weird time dilation that's happening for you, that's all. Oh, is that weird normal dragon in this game? That I don't think is a normal dragon. I think it's just a normal type that looks like a dragon. Like the weird sleepy snake. God damn it. I don't mean Cyclizar. It starts with like a D. I don't know what it's called. What generation is that guy from? Was that an X and Y guy? Or was that a Sun and Moon guy? Was that a... Was it a black and white guy? I would have had it. I don't even remember the name of that Pokemon. I just know that it looks like a weird sleepy dragon. Grandpa? Oh, it's Grandpa. I didn't know it was D. Gen 7? Gen 7? Sun and Moon, right? Yeah. I know Cyclizar. I got a Cyclizar on our shiny only stream. It is a dragon type. Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was a normal type. Cowards. They should have made it a normal type. My favorite subtype of Pokemon is Pokemon that look like dragons but aren't dragons. That is my favorite subtype of Pokemon. Charizard, Gyarados. Ah, it's both. Cowards. Should have just made it pure normal. Should have made it normal flying. I love Pokemon that look like dragons but aren't dragons. That is definitely like my favorite subspecies of Pokemon. We need more dragons that aren't dragons. Just to make people upset. Just because I personally like disturbing shit. I was making a fan region. And one of the starters was gonna be a grass fairy that looked very much like a dragon. Yeah, it's weird that Flygon isn't a bug. Slitherwing's, yeah, but Slitherwing being a fighting type is pretty cool. I can't complain about Slitherwing because Volcarona is like literally my second favorite Pokemon of all time. Oh, Brilliant Squovit. Boosted odds? Nah, thanks. There are 2 Nickets here though, that's pretty good. And honestly, Volcarona is probably my actual favorite of all time. But I have been saying my favorite is Nidoking since like Generation 2. So it's just hard to break. It's hard to break that pattern, right? When you've like, this is my favorite Pokemon, and you've built that as a part of your identity since you were a kid. To be like, oh, but I really like the Hot Moth. I really like the big cuddle bug. Do I like it more than Nidoking? Probably. But so much of my internalized personality is the dude who really likes Nidoking. When I started building my generation like regulation H list on my paper, because I was just sitting down like theory crafting, like I want to build a team of Pokemon I genuinely like, because that's one of my biggest things with competitive Pokemon is just that like teams end up using a lot of the same Pokemon even if they are built drastically differently, and I have come to appreciate that more. That even if you have 2 people with the exact same 6 Pokemon, their teams can just be drastically different, which is cool and something I hadn't really considered really as someone who doesn't do competitive Pokemon. But like, I am the dude who's like, any Pokemon can get there if it's trained well and has a good trainer. Any Pokemon should be strong. I don't think that using the strongest Pokemon is like what you should do. You should use your best friends, and being together and getting good at using that Pokemon should just be enough to get the job done. And that's just not what competitive Pokemon is. it's a little bit that sometimes, but like it's very much how the story. Oh, Brilliant Nicket. It's very much how the stories play it, right? Like you can use basically any Pokemon you want to finish the story in Pokemon and save the day and beat the evil team. But competing against other people who are bringing the absolute best in slot Pokemon, it's very different. But I've really internalized the idea that there are, that any Pokemon can be strong if raised properly and used properly. And I'm just like, yeah, but sometimes your favorite Pokemon just statistically are worse than the other Pokemon, and there's nothing you can do about it. Which breaks my heart. So like, I was building the team, and I'm like, well, I have to put Nidoking on it. I'm sure Nidoking is not very good competitively because I was pretty sure of that going in. I don't know a lot about competitive Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure Nidoking would not be top tier. And then I realized that Nidoking and the whole Nido lines aren't even in Scarlet and Violet. Those games fucking suck. As someone who genuinely likes Scarlet and Violet, how dare they? Every Pokemon game should have access to Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Those fucking bastards. I was so upset. I was like, what do you mean I can't have my Nidoking? Now I gotta find a new low speed, beefy boy to do combat with. The team I ended up drafting was like Wash, Rotom, Sableye, Gallade, Titan, Talonflame. I think that was it. Oh, and Esparta. Though, in all honesty, switching the Esparta for Farigiraf would make the team like legitimately better. And I do like both Farigiraf and Esparta, but I do like Esparta just a little bit more in terms of just style. I also like her shiny more. The weird like reddish orange color of her breath with the blue nose is just a little odd. It's not a color I really like. But like shiny Esparta having that like beautiful silver is really nice. I was like, man, my team is really psychic heavy with like Gallade, Esparta, and no, I guess it's just those two. Now that I think about it, because Rotom is like water electric, right? For Wash Rotom. And Rotom is the one oh the other one was, yeah, I said Titan, right? Titan, Gallade, Talonflame, Wash Rotom, Sableye, Esparta. Yeah, that's 6. Sometimes counting to 6 is hard, guys. I'm getting old. Leave me alone. Yeah. Honestly, if I went with Farigiraf, I would probably try to build the same setup that Wolf Glick used last year or earlier this year when he won that team in the States. He won that big tournament using the Farigiraf with like Trick Room, Hyper Voice, um, Protect, and I forget what the other one was with the ability that shuts down priority moves. Like that Farigiraf is almost mathematically, I'm sure, better than the Esparta I would build. But I like Esparta more, and I don't even dislike Farigiraf, but it's just like, again, I'm like I want to use the Pokemon I like, even if they're suboptimal. But then a part of me is like, yeah, but like the team might actually be able to win some fights if I just take the Farigiraf. The team might actually not be that bad if I run Farigiraf, and I'm like, well, maybe. It's a possibility. Now the problem is like just with like working full time and doing this streaming and doing my painting and all my other hobbies. I don't know. I don't know if I have time to like actually build up this team. It might just be a fun thought experiment. I do love Titan and Talonflame though. Those are some of my favorite Pokemon in terms of just designs. I should do another Pokemon tier list of just um like how much I like the Pokemon instead of what the old tier list was, which is on a different account and is inappropriate. I still can't believe that never got taken down by YouTube, but I guess a lot of big YouTubers were doing that too. Favorite Pokemon picker? I don't know what that means. I do think doing like a full like 1,000 odd Pokemon tier list of uh just like how I like them based on their design and like my personal opinion of them is pretty cool. I think that could be fun. The problem is like there's a lot of Pokemon. It's a long tier list. Even if I go relatively fast, it'll probably still be pretty long. Could be fun though. It determines my favorite Pokemon, but I know what my favorite Pokemon is. Oh, that's a Pokemon we might want to get in this run is the Clink Clank. I don't have Clink Clank or Clink Clank shiny. I'm pretty sure I don't have any of that line. And I love metal shinies. They're in this game. That would be a cool one to get. Because they're very much this game's like Magnemite, and Magnemite is also a Pokemon with like a really fun design, whose shiny I love. Ooh, Wooloo! Cling, Clank, and Cling Clank, right? I think. It's like Clink, Clang, and then Clink Clang, because the two of them go together. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. It's the sound of the gears hitting each other. I mean, I might have just said the wrong thing. I definitely could do that. Oh, Brilliant Squovit? Ah, no shit. Fair, fair. Fair, fair, fair. Those would be cool. I know they're in this game because there's a bug with the third evolved form in the raids that just ends your run. So you just have to remember, Sea-Dog, that in order to make this stream run smoothly, I've changed the latency a little bit. If you're hearing me say, "Oh, that's not a shiny," and you haven't seen it yet, that's just because the audio is ahead of the video slightly. Sorry. Because in order to make sure I was streaming consistently, I had to change from ultra low latency to just low latency. I could try ultra low latency again, but it's running so smooth on this, I kind of don't want to risk ruining it. Because, like, in all the streams I've done in the last, like, week and a half, I've dropped 0 frames, and it's been smooth as butter. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to fucking risk it. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to put it to ultra low latency and have it just be an ugly mess and kill my motivation to stream for the day. I'd rather it just be like, yeah, sometimes it's going to be a little weird that way. Don't worry about it. My preview is a little bit behind the feed anyways, even if I keep hitting the live button. Because of the latency, my preview in YouTube will always end up falling about 30 odd seconds behind. But yeah, that's fine. It's not that bad. I think the latency is probably only like a second, maybe. We're almost I think we're almost at a PP again. Right? Or am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. No, I'm alright. I'm alright. I know how many PP I have. I know my PP. Yeah, it's getting low. I can't see it in the preview because my body's in the way. And I can't see it on the TV screen because my laptop is blocking that part of the TV screen. So I kind of just have to go on the vibes. I'm like, yeah, it's been a while since I've been there. I'm sure I'm getting low. No, I can see the names of the grayed out abilities that have 0 PP. I'm like, we must be getting low. I can see that those names are grayed out, so I'm like, okay. We're getting there. Oh, Wooloo! Super into that Wooloo. God, it's so cute, man. It's so cute. And the shiny is so sexy with the black fur. Dubwool is a step down. That is, if I have any complaint about Wooloo, it says that its evolved form is significantly less cute. Which sucks. Because the pre-evolved form is so unbelievably cute. I will still evolve it if I get one, but like I will be a little sad when it happens. Oh my god, a fucking brilliant Rickety, get out of here. That's like our 4th one today. I mean, if I just play enough, Sea-Dog, I'm guaranteed to get a shiny Wooloo. That's how shinies work. If I just walk into every Wooloo I see, I am guaranteed to eventually get one, like, mathematically. Also true. I used to do that in, holy shit. Holy shit. Did I just blow my mind? Maybe I had found a shiny before in silver or gold. Because I used to do the thing on the Game Boy Color where you could invert the colors. Because you used to be able to, like, change the color palette in the Game Boy Color if you, like, hold B and an arrow or selected an arrow at the start while the system was powering up. You could change the colors. And I used to just invert it and play games that way for fun. Oh man, what if I had actually found shinies in or like in original silver and gold, and just didn't realize they were shiny because I had the colors inverted? Oh Jesus! Oh no! Oh God! What a horrible realization to have! What a terrible night for a curse! I can totally see that now. In hindsight, I can totally imagine that having happened. Oh my God! Can I please get a spawn? Nick it, Wooloo, something. Get out of here, squirrels. Run away. Despawn. There we go. I try not to think about how cute Wooloo is. Because every time I look at it, I'm just like, yeah, I should get a 1-to-1 real scale plush Wooloo, like, stuffy. That would just be my one pillow on my bed forever. Yeah, I'll totally just drop a few $100s on that. I'm like, shut up, brain. You idiot. Here I am trying to save money because I have to pay for a watch next month. I'm like, oh, I could just buy, like, an entire sheep. That's alright, I'm just never gonna get any experience. It won't level up because it'll never grow up. It'll be forever Wooloo. Oh, I heard a Wooloo spawn. Where is it? Ah! I heard the ba! There we go. When you hear the ba, you know you're in for the money. Oh. Now see, this is a shiny hunt that I considered doing for this game. I have not, because I've never done it before, I thought it might be a fun thing to do. But I also don't really know the odds of it, but like doing the Curry Shiny could be a fun idea. I don't know what Pokemon you can actually get out of the Curry Shinies. Like, I'm not sure what Pokemon actually are available in the Curry Shiny list. I have watched a video in the past about how to do the Curry Shiny hunting, but I would definitely need to go and watch the videos again because it's been so long. I definitely don't remember how to do it. And I've done basically zero camping in this game. This is a lot like the sandwiches in Scarlet and Violet. It was just kind of a mechanic that I'm just like, neat. That's a thing that I'll never do because why would I? Well, I use a lot more sandwiches these days. Especially if I'm going to be breeding a shiny team, I'm going to need to be making egg sandwiches, which is super frustrating. Man, I really don't love how breeding works in Scarlet and Violet. It's really kind of crap. Even if I use like a turbo controller to automate the egg collecting and egg hatching, it's still just a huge pain in the ass. Yeah. I mean, I did do another. Before doing the starters, like when I was still playing through the story. Well, I'd finished the story, but I hadn't started doing shiny hunting. Like it was before I think it was before I got really into the idea of the living dex. I did end up breeding a shiny Dondozo, just on a whim. Which was a huge jump scare when the shiny hatched out of the egg. Because I missed it hatching, because I was looking at like my computer screen, and when I looked back, there was just a giant, like, albino yellow Dondozo next to my character, and I freaked out. It was very fun. That was a good moment. Ooh, a Nicket. That was an all-time favorite moment of mine in Scarlet. That's fair. I haven't been hatching as many eggs in Swish um since I started streaming this shiny only run. Because I don't like running my Switch that much. Um it will get hot because this is like a launch day Switch or some shit, right? Like, and my Switch is kind of busted. Like, my Switch doesn't work in handhold mode anymore. Like, I need a new PC. I need a new Switch. I need a new PS5 controller. Unfortunately, all my tech has decided to break down at the same time, which is right where I have, unfortunately, uh, ordered a like $500 watch that I have to pay for next month, uh, which I will have the money for. Uh, well, you should send that to me. You should just go on my throne and buy me one, because I have the Scarlet and Violet Switch on my throne. If anyone wants to go buy me a Switch, I'd appreciate it. Please don't actually do that. I actually am not very good at accepting gifts, because it bothers me. You don't have to pay any shipping if you go on Throne. If you pay for it on Throne, Amazon just ships it right to me. I have Prime. That's free shipping, baby. Oh my god, another fucking Rickety. Get out of here. Nah, that's alright. Again, I don't like asking for money or things. I did make a throne, and there is some cheap stuff on there, and there is some not cheap stuff on there, but again, the only people who have ever used the throne are, like, my sister and an artist friend who wanted to get me a birthday present, and I'm like, well, I could use some mac and cheese. So they went on my throne, and between the two of them, they bought me like an 18-pack of mac and cheese, of Kraft mac and cheese, which was nice of them. They didn't need to do that, but I appreciate it. Ooh, naked. I've put a bunch of plastic on there for the 3D printer, stuff like that. You don't know what a throne is? It's a website. That's all. It's a website where you can put like links to store pages, and people can just click on the thing and buy you it, and the money just buys and sends it to you. No, it's cool. The fact that I can use it for relatives to like get me things without having to worry about them like transferring money or dealing with that hassle. They could just go on and like, oh, I should buy Junior some ketchup or some crap. And he's like, oh, he's got a grocery thing on his throne. I can just throw money at it, and he'll just get some money in his bank account, and he can go buy himself some groceries, stuff like that. I think mine is mostly just like plastic for my 3D printer, like filament, uh, the Switch, the Scarlet Violet Special Edition. You could also do that. I don't think you can do that with Throne. Unfortunately, I no longer live in an area where Domino's delivers. Or else that is a thing you could do. I would always ask my Canadian friend to buy me a pizza. He's like, there's no way I can buy you a pizza. I'm like, you can absolutely go to the Domino's website, plug in my address, and just pay for a pizza online and have it delivered to my door. And he went, oh, you're not gonna do it? He's like, nah. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bud. I love my friend, but that is usually how that conversation goes. Like, hey, you should buy me a pizza. I think my throne is literally just like throne.com/Junior the Lich, but Junior like JR. I did put on a mini PC there. I put an internal hard drive for the laptop in there. There is a tabletop role-playing game I would love to do some streams of. Stuff like that. Yeah. It's a neat website. Like I like the idea of the website, but I don't. Yeah. I've never been one who's got that stuff. So it's just not a thing I ever expect to happen. It's just kind of a thing I set up and then don't think about unless it's like Christmas or my birthday, and then I'll make a tweet about it like, "Hey, it's my birthday. Here's my throne." Which, like, it is what it is. I would just buy myself that Mothership Deluxe box because it looks amazing. But they want, like, in Japan, like they've jacked the price. They want like almost double what the normal price for it is. So instead of like $100, they want like $200 plus they want like $80 in shipping, and I'm like, I can't do that. That goes on the throne. I can't justify spending that for a book that I could get for like $2 digitally or for free. Like, it's just too much. Jesus, look at all the squovins, and none of them are fucking brilliant. Every one of these fuckers has a 3% chance to spawn in brilliant. I keep getting brilliant ricketies. God damn it. Alright, we're almost at the second hour. We'll be doing our update soon. Socks and ketchup are good. Those are always on the list. I could always need more ketchup and socks. I don't think you understand how much I use socks and ketchup. I wear socks almost every day. And getting socks that fit me here in Japan is a pain. Japanese people have small feet. And I like ketchup. Whenever I make my Kraft mac and cheese, I always have ketchup. And barbecue sauce is alright. I have a thing where my nose like doesn't work. Like I don't really have a strong sense of smell, so a lot of food tastes very bland to me. But ketchup has a really strong flavor, and I like it. So I've always been a ketchup guy. I like my condiments, even on foods where other people are like, "Oh my god, you're putting condiments on that? How disgusting!" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm not making you eat it." And oh, that was brilliant. Let's go, Scovit. Ah, damn it. I'm just one of those guys who eats what other people think is weird because of like using ketchup on stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, get over it, man. Just let people eat food, right? Like, it's not like I'm going, oh, everybody watch me put ketchup on this thing and eat it. Look at me, look at me. I'm just like eating my food, and you're getting annoyed about it. No, people like that really piss me off. That is apparently a trigger of mine. I've had to deal with people like that enough in the past that I guess like even thinking about them annoyed me to the point where I had to rant. Oh, we're at a PP. We're struggling. All right. I didn't realize struggling like has as much recoil as it does. I thought you could struggle like 6 times before getting knocked out, but it's like a third of your health, man. That's brutal. All right, let's go. We'll go to the Poké Center. Our PP tends to last for like exactly an hour, which is pretty cool. I guess. We only have so much PP, right? So we can't get more. We can't get more KOs in an hour than our score bunny here has PP. And I only call this a score bunny because I literally don't know what the second evolution of this Pokemon is called. Ah, you can do that. You can also send ideas for gifts. I will look at that later. Let us update our numbers here. So Wooloo, we were at 460. Are we over 500? 495. Oh, what a cuck. So close. 382? Wow, we got 68 Nickets? Whew. That's pretty sick. 549, another 8 Squilvet. That's still pretty high. Wooloo's super close, man. Wooloo is super close. Wow. Alright, let me exit. What am I doing? Come on, there we go. It's an Oshawott. You said it is top tier. I did not get a chance to actually look at the item. I don't know, man. I can't really be doing like plushies and stuff. I just don't have space. Japan, like these apartments are so small, and when I leave this place, I have to break everything down and move it all. It is top tier. I believe you. Oshawott is a cutie. I'm a big Samurott fan. That was the standard deck I liked playing in the Pokemon TCG. I'm all about Oshawott. Top tier or not, I just don't have room for it. I've had to stop getting like anime figures completely. I sent all my One Piece figures to my nephew and was like, here you are. And I had to get rid of it. Hey Kona. I have 2 anime figures. Three. I have 3. Because I 3D printed a Jinbei figure I found on my mini factory. But the file was so shitty that none of the pieces were sized correctly to fit with each other, and I just had to like eyeball it to try and make them fit. So like they ended up just not being the correct size for existing, and it was kind of a huge waste of plastic. I mean, it's still a Jinbei figure, and it's still kind of cool, but like it's not great, which is a shame because the actual figure looks pretty good, but it is what it is. Come on, give me my last 5, Wooloo, you silly game. Oh, there's a Wooloo and a Nickit. You'll love to see it. Only fighting Nickits is definitely making us fight in a lot more Nickits. Which makes sense. The fact that I'm, like, ignoring Squobits that aren't brilliant is definitely letting us get those Nickit numbers up. How many Pokemon so far for this run? 0. We are still trying to get our shiny starter. We are still trying to get our first shiny of the game for this run. We are on hour 12, I think, of just running around on Route 1 trying to get our first shiny. Our starter Pokemon is currently level 29. I'm still hoping we hit our first shiny before it evolves into Cinderace. That would be ideal. That Rookidee's just spinning in circles. Ooh, a brilliant Squovit. Alright, nothing. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, for this run, so far, nothing. In general, a bunch of shinies. I get shinies like every other day. But not on this run, not yet. Pokemon music. I had a kid in one of my lessons the other day, and we were doing a music lesson. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, you know, you play a song from a movie, and the kids have to guess the movie. I will check the request in a bit, C-Dog. And I as a bonus, I had my 3DS with me, and I had X on because I'd been shiny hunting before the kids showed up for the class. So I was like, all right, let's do a bonus round. Can anyone tell me what game this sound is from? And I started playing the music through my 3DS speakers and like into the microphone for the class. And the kids, you know, write down their answers because it was like a trivia game night kind of style, where you were like write answers and then check the answers later. One kid thought it was from Smash Brothers, and I'm like, oh, sorry, man. I'm sure the Pokemon battle music is in Smash Brothers, but it is not. It is not from Smash Brothers. I'm sorry, that's wrong. But another kid said Pokemon. And I'm like, that's right. And then I asked the kid, do you know which Pokemon that was? And he went, it's X and Y. And I went, how the fuck do you know that? I would not. I do not think I would be able to listen to the battle theme from X and Y and instinctively know that it was X and Y. But that kid did it, and he did not see the 3DS. He did not know what I was playing the sound out of. For all he knows, I had my phone there. Because like it was on my podium, like behind the tablet that was running the rest of the game show night. Ooh, brilliant Wooloo! Oh, damn it. So the fact that that kid like immediately picked out it was X and Y really surprised me. I was like, holy shit, this kid's right. This kid's right. Maybe he just is one of those kids who's really into game music in Smash Brothers, so he actually goes into like the music list and sees what each one is from because it does tell you. I am not skipping Wooloos yet because I do. So here's the thing, Sea Dog. We're not skipping Wooloos yet because I haven't updated the number to reflect that there are 500 Wooloos yet, which is the same thing I did for Squobit. Um, I was sure I was over 500 in Squobit, but I hadn't updated the number yet, so I just kept knocking at Squobits, which is why we got up to like 520. Until we update the numbers again, Wooloo is 495 in my head. So, yeah, we're gonna keep knocking at Wooloos for an hour. Wooloos and Nakeds, brilliant Squobits. Yes, that is true. That is what we are doing. Because that is the only way for me to feel sane and safe. Let me see what else we got here. What is the other thing you sent? While we knock out this Nicket. Is this a message from my One Piece podcast partner? No, alright. It was someone else. I don't need to read that then. Why is that Patrick figure $50? What the fuck? Isn't that counterproductive? Let me break it to you, Sea-Dog. I don't get paid for these streams. They're all counterproductive. Shiny hunting in general is counterproductive. It is a way to not be productive and take up a lot of time. It might be counterproductive, but it's just how my brain works. Don't worry about it. I don't need to estimate. The numbers are on the screen right here. Squobit, we're up to 549. Naked 382. Wooloo 495 when we last checked. Noriko? She is just super busy. Her channel's been popping off a little bit. She made YouTube. She got into the YouTube partner program the other day, which, like, congrats to Noriko. I mean, I'm sure she's not going to see this. But she just got too busy for it. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I mean, it was my baby. I was the one who just wanted to rewatch One Piece and was like, oh, why doesn't someone watch it with me? And we'll recap the episodes on a podcast and talk about it. So I would totally just do it myself. But you know, if that would only be if Rudy like fails completely, and I don't think Rudy would do that. I mean, they might, but it is what it is. How many? I think we're pretty close to 1,500 though, if I was doing the math. We're getting pretty close to 1,500 total encounters. We're probably at 1,500 if I add the few Rookies I've run into, the Caterpies and the Blipbugs and the Grubbins that I've accidentally run into. But in terms of the Pokemon we're actively hunting, we're a little under 1,500. Which you know, we're still under odds. There's nothing wrong with that. Noriko's been doing some good stuff though. Her Fire Emblem content has been going off pretty well, I think. Which is great because I know how much she loves Fire Emblem. I also love Fire Emblem. I don't think I love Fire Emblem as much as Noriko loves Fire Emblem, but that's fair. What type of content does Noriko make? She does some song covers every once in a while. In German, I think. I think she also does them in English, but I think she does some in German as well. She does a lot of Fire Emblem gameplay. I think that's like, and Digimon. She does a lot of Digimon and Fire Emblem. I think those are her two big niches for content that she sticks in. Which are both things I absolutely love. So like, me and Noriko still get along. Whoa, whoa, me and Noriko still get along pretty well. We got similar interests. She is definitely more into Digimon and Fire Emblem than I am, which is fair. I have a lot of things I'm into. I can't be into everything as hard as I can, or else I would die. For sure. I like Noriko though. She's great. And we had a lot of fun talking One Piece. And I'm excited to do the next 5 episodes with Rudy. I'll have to watch them later today to recap myself before we record tonight. I don't know when the recording's gonna go up, but hopefully we can get through them pretty quick. Hopefully. I think we're still kind of in like the fillery range. I don't think we're at episodes where like a lot of serious stuff is happening quite yet. Or we were just getting to where serious stuff happens. I think we had just finished watching the episodes with Ace, where Ace gets introduced, and I'm pretty sure after that, there's the stuff at like Crocodile's Casino, which is pretty good. But then there's a little more fillery stuff while they head to the capital. Oh, we'll see. I will watch the episodes later when I finish the stream to refresh my notes. As I do. We're getting some good Nickit encounters, man. Today has been really good for Nickit. I think we've gotten like 120 Nickits today. It's pretty sick. Crocodile Casino? Yep. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about One Piece and Crocodile's Casino. I believe that's roughly where we are in the rewatch podcast. But it's been a while. And I haven't been watching One Piece outside of that very much. Which is fair, I think. 132 Nickits? Yeah, we've got a lot today. It's been great. That's a lot of Nickit. I wish I just had a way to despawn these faster. That would be the only thing that would be like slightly more optimal. The auto battler in Scarlet and Violet definitely spoiled the shit out of me. If we were in Scarlet and Violet, I would be auto battling all this shit down. I would not be running past anything. Scarlet and Violet definitely spoiled us as like Pokemon players. In some ways. It didn't do it so much in other ways. It's almost October, which means we might be getting the shiny Miraidon and Koraidon event soon. Because it's typically like this time of year, right? When Nintendo's like, hey, you know all those shinies we made it that you couldn't get because we hate you? Well, we're just gonna give them to you for free if you can physically go to a shop or sign up for like an online tournament or do some other weird thing that could just be us not shiny locking them in the first place, but we refuse to do that because we hate you. Which is, I assume, what every Nintendo press conference goes. Yeah, the Zamazenta and Sashia one, that sucked. I had no idea that there was a Galarian bird one that they did to get the 3 shiny Galarian birds. And I'm like, just don't shiny lock them. Just don't be assholes. Like, come on. Let people hunt shinies. I don't see how shiny locking them does anything for the game. Like, it doesn't make any sense to turn it off. I'm just like, wait, what? Why though? It doesn't do anything to let people who want to hunt shinies. Like, I don't get it. But it is what it is. They gotta do the thing like they did in the Sword and Shield DLC, where they have ways to raid to get the old legendaries and get them shiny with boosted odds and a 100% catch rate. Because the DAs in Sword and Shield, while they might be annoying as fuck to do, like, in concept, I really like them. I'm still like 260 Mewtwo's into my 1 in 100 shiny odds for Mewtwo. So I'm almost 3 times the odds. I swear I'll get my green Mewtwo someday. I had the thought the other day where I was like, I should have just shiny hunted in Let's Go Pikachu. I should have just been soft resetting. Yeah. I haven't. I've only gotten 2 shiny legendaries out of that. I've got a Nihilego and Guzzlord, 2 of the Ultra Beasts. Those are the only ones. I've gotten like 3 shiny Kadabras and 2 shiny Orbeetles out of it. I'm like, oh gee, thanks. Nah, yeah, I've been doing Mewtwo for like a year and a half. Mewtwo's been it's been a lot. I haven't tried Zygarde. You got your shiny Zygarde in 2? That's pretty sick. Because I've heard Zygarde is like the hardest raid to actually finish. Mewtwo's a real bastard because for some reason it just knows Blizzard. Um, yeah, I haven't tried Zygarde yet. That'll probably be the last one I ever attempt to do. Lord knows by the time I get around to it, they might disable the Switch Online network. Like, who fucking knows? It's Nintendo. Oh, we're at a double kick. I'm gonna have to switch that. Yeah, I heard it switches to 100% power. Sounds rough. It has a cool shiny though. I like the sort of mint white and green shiny that it has. I think that's a really cool shiny. I think more shinies should have like drastically cool colors like that. Mewtwo's just a pisser because like if anyone brings a flying type, uh, or anything weak to ice, then when you get in the fight and he just blizzards the team, like it just wipes the run. I did 3 Mewtwo runs the other night and didn't get the shiny. So again, another 3 notches on the belt. But the AI was actually like making good choices, and I was able to get like a consistently solid dark type to beat him up real fast. If you get the right Pokemon, Mewtwo is a joke. I think there's one dark type you can get, like Bisharp or something. There's one of the rental dark type Pokemon that gets a self-buffing move. And if you spend 1 turn self-buffing and then hit with like the max darkness, you just like 2-shot Mewtwo. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, don't worry about it. I'm sure at some point I'll be doing raids on stream as well. And if you're ever around for those, you can join in. Uh, my Mewtwo raids are like one of my off-camera ways to calm down. I just do them offline with the AI. I've kind of giving up matching online with people because I kept running into people who would just knock out the other team Pokemon to ruin the run. And I was just like, you know what? I'm fucking done. There's no way to report this guy or like be like, hey Nintendo, ban this guy from the network from like accessing this because he's ruining the experience for other people. And I'm like, you know what? This ain't worth it. Just gonna play with the AI and deal with them. Yeah, that's my way. That's like my solo Pokemon play is what I do. So, but like I ran into that a few times over the course of like 2 days, and I was like, I'm fucking done. I don't I don't want to exist with these people, uh, who fucking suck. Ooh, the back-to-back nakeds, beautiful. But I like the raids, and I will definitely do more raids on stream. But like right now, the stream is it's this right. If I'm streaming, I'm probably hopping on this uh, most of the time, unless like someone's like, hey, let's do a co-op stream together. Like if one of my VTuber friends reaches out to me, which they don't, and they're like, hey, I'm doing an Apex stream, you want to come join us? Then I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go. But you know that doesn't happen, which is fair. And to be fair, I haven't like really interacted with a lot of them recently, anyways. So it's not like it's unjustified, you know. It's a two-way street, you know. It's one of those things where like I should have reached out more, but it would have been nice if they reached out more. But like, why are they gonna reach out if I'm not reaching out? It's just a fucking humans being socially inept. Which, you know, it's just life. It would be cool to do that though. I actually ended up randoming into an Apex match with a Japanese VTuber, who's like a small indie Japanese VTuber, and I did go and follow her, and I pop in her streams every so often. We haven't played together since then, but I could see her and me playing together at some point. That'd be cool. If we talked more, like if I reach out more when I notice she's streaming, but she also like tends to stream Apex at a time that's not optimal for me, so who knows? Nothing might ever come of it, which is fair. All right, what do we got? You gonna spawn me another Nicket? No, bird. Damn. We had a good little chain of like 3 or 4 Nickets there, man. She was fun. We actually had a really good match. I think we finished 3rd, and we might have won. Cause she's pretty alright, and I'm pretty alright. But our third random, because like we got into the game randomly together. The third random died and then just walked away from the game. So even when I resurrected them, they were just AFK in the middle of the fucking circle and didn't do anything. So we were, despite bringing the third man back at the end of the game, we were still a man down, which sucked because we were putting up a hell of a fight and we just could not win the 3v2 at the end of the game. I think we got second now that I think about it. And then I just, you know, looked up her YouTube channel based off the name because again, like people I mean, I'm guilty of it too. People like put their YouTube name in there as their identifier in like Apex, and I'm like, oh, she had VT, she had like VTuber in her title. I bet she's a VTuber. She might be streaming right now. So I just went over and was like, commented on the VOD, like, hey, it's me. I'm sorry that I didn't do enough and we lost, and that lifeline fucked us over. And she was like, hey, that's sweet. We should play again sometime. And I'm like, oh, that's probably just her being Japanese and polite. But I mean, I'm not against it. My Japanese might not be quite good enough for active comms, but we'll see. That could be cool. I've hopped into a few of her streams since then. She seems nice. She plays a lot of high action games. We have very different styles. Because, like, I play games where I can just chat. Oh, Nicket. I even when I play Apex, I tend to still be pretty chatty. Because it's me, and talking into the void is how I get by. But there are other people who like get really into the game and focused and don't yap like I do, which is fair. Different stream styles. People like them. People like them different. I'm a yapper though, which is hard for Apex because if you're playing with other people and they're non-yappers, they really don't appreciate yappers. You are the void. Sometimes the void is just the void though, and I'm still yapping. Which is another reason why streaming for very long is like a little rough on me, because I am usually just talking the whole fucking time. And if I'm not talking, I tend to not feel as good about streaming, because I feel like I'm just gonna fall asleep if I'm not actively saying shit. Especially with shiny hunting. Sometimes shiny hunting just puts me to sleep, man. Not always, but sometimes. We did get a new shiny yesterday in X. I mean, it wasn't new. It was a scatterbug. I didn't need it. I was still trying to get my monkeys, but we got the shiny scatterbug, which is pretty cool. Every time I get a shiny in an older generation Pokemon game, I tend to get pretty excited, even if it's one I already have. Sadly, Scatterbug is also in Scarlet and Violet, so I already have the whole line, but it's a cute shiny, and I was super happy to get it. It was a phase though. I'm still trying to get my monkeys. Pokemon Twitter? What about Pokemon Twitter? Did I say Pokemon Twitter? What did I say? What? What are you saying, Sea Dog? Pokemon X. Huh. Fair enough. I don't really think of Twitter as X. I think of Twitter as Twitter. And no amount of Elon being a whiny baby about it is probably going to fix that. But it is what it is. Yeah. It was cool though, man. Like getting shinies on my 3DS always feels like extra special. Now, be fair, getting that shiny in Black and White 2 was fucking sick. It's been a long time since I got a 1 in 8,000 odds. I was resetting in Soul Silver for the shiny starter because you get to see 3 at a time, and I was like, doing a shiny Soul Silver run would be very fun. XY is pretty good. I like XY. The chain fishing is really good. It had horde modes, so you could like fight 5v1. That let you see 5 Pokemon at once, so it gave you 5 times the regular odds for shinies. So if you have a shiny charm in X and Y, the hordes are like pretty okay because you get to see encounters just 5 times as fast. Which, like, when you think about Scarlet and Violet and how you're seeing in encounters like Jesus, 15 times, like you get to see 15 encounters at once in Scarlet compared to 5 in X. Like, it's so wild. Like, when we think about it. Like, it's no wonder people find so many shinies in Scarlet and Violet when you're seeing so many Pokemon so quickly all the time. I'm like, no wonder the games feel like they have weird shiny odds. It's just, you just see so many of them. Which is cool. Like, I like it. It's just, whenever I actually sit down and think about the math of it, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It also had the Poke Radar in X, not that I've ever used it, but that's also in there. And the Friend Safaris. I don't know if you can still add friends anymore, because the 3DS has become a hellscape of no internet, or at least no shop. I imagine you can still add friends. I don't know if that will work with the Friend Safari anymore. I just don't know, because I thought they turned off like the GTS service in X and Y. So I don't know how any of that works anymore. But Friend Safaris were pretty sweet. Yeah. I have to pay like pretty close attention for when they might threaten to shut that down, because I do still have some shinies in X that I do have to send to home before they get it, or before they shut that shit down. I have to be ready to get everything out of X again. So I have to pay pretty close attention to when that happens, because I would be very upset. Now them doing Pokemon Z to A probably makes shiny hunting in X and Y uh like pretty superfluous. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, a lot of Pokemon from those gens are available in like BDSP, uh Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield. Like, but we not all of them, right? There are still some Pokemon that are trapped in 3DS space, like the monkeys and Furfuro and or whatever it's called, Furfuru. Yeah, it's a ton of work, but you can do it. Yeah. I considered I considered playing through Soul Silver uh to completion non-shiny only, um just so I could play through my actual Ruby cartridges because I have both of my 2 copies of Ruby with me and do like a shiny only Ruby run and then send them up into Soul Silver and then trade that over to X and Y and then trade the X and Y into X and then use the X to load it into the Pokemon transponder. Uh because like Soul Silver had the way to get GBA games, right? Like you could suck them out of the GBA slot, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's a brilliant Squovit over there. Yeah, I mean they definitely want to shut it down, but they have built a garden that is a very intense maze, and there are still people lost in the maze. Uh, Now, if they release a Pokemon game that doesn't have the reduced Pokedex, I could see them doing it. If they bring over all the previous Pokemon that are still currently trapped in 3DS space, what they need to do is just release a virtual console for the Switch that is the old games and give them access to Pokemon Home directly on the Switch. Like, that is the most elegant solution that I don't think should be that hard for Game Freak to do. They don't even need to like graphically update the games. People would still be willing to pay money for them. Uh, if they did like a Pikmin re-release of like Pokemon like Gen 1 through Gen 3, right? Like I would be doing that. Like, do you know how many streamers would just be like doing Nuzlocke in every gen and like doing Pokemon marathons on their Switches where they play through each generation? Hell, I would do that. I would do a shiny only run marathon through every generation. Like absolutely, that is a stream project I would totally tackle if they were just all on the virtual console. Absolutely. Especially if it had turbo. Especially if I could turn up the turbo. Yeah. I don't care as much for the moves. I care about the Pokemon, but I understand why you would want that. For me, the biggest thing is the Pokemon themselves, and like the fact that there are Pokemon that I can have in home, but like not actually take into any Switch game is like unacceptable. Like it's very frustrating. I am someone who thinks that Dexit was a mistake. I don't think it was as big of a deal as other people make it out to be, but I do think it was a mistake. Um, I think if they have a problem with people finishing the Pokedex, they should just be fixing that by making the Pokemon more accessible, and bringing back all those old Pokemon that have since like been lost to the annals of time. Oh, spoil it. All right. And like again, it doesn't feel like it would be that hard of a fit. Like it feels weird. Like it feels like they have to be cooking something up, or they just don't realize that people our age like want that. Like I don't know, maybe which is so weird to say, but maybe Nintendo doesn't understand that nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Yeah, that would be nice. I've never cared for region exclusives, and I really don't care for trade evos. I do love that Arceus added an item that let you evolve trade evos without having to trade. That was super cool. And the fact that they took that out for Scarlet and Violet really pisses me off because it was a really good idea in Arceus. It's possibly one of my favorite ideas they had in Arceus. Uh, and then lo and behold, I get into Scarlet and Violet, and here I am trying to find people to evolve my Electivire and my fucking Finizen. And I'm like, God damn it, I wish I just had that Link Kibble item from fucking Arceus so I could just evolve this shit. Like, come on, you had an elegant solution. and you used it, and it was elegant, and it was fantastic. And then you fucked it up, and it just pissed me off. The trade Pokemon was always like the most annoying shit. Should be like Battle Bond on Greninja. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't know enough about the moves to have like an opinion on it. I think, because that's just it's not something that's ever been on my radar. And like, I don't mind if they don't bring back like special event forms of Pokemon. Like, I don't think everyone in the world needs access to Ash's Hat Pikachu. Like, whatever. But like, you know, Celebi, Victini, you know, the Pokemon that exist and take up a spot in our Pokedexes that we can never fill. That's frustrating, right? Like, just give us the chance to play with these Pokemon again, or at least collect them. No, my printer finished its job. Because I've had Victinis. I think I do have a Victini in home that I have from like legitimately getting it back in the day, and I'm just like, it's kind of fucked up that I just can never get this Pokemon again. Yeah, yeah. I guess Pokemon Home still exists, or Pokemon Go, and they do put a lot of stuff on there. But a problem I have with that is like getting raids together that you can actually finish is like super hard most of the time. At least around me. Yeah, Shiny Manaphy. That's true. Shiny Manaphy is a hell of a drug. I've watched the videos about Shiny Manaphy and I'm just like, yeah, no. I'll figure out another way to get this. I will trade some other bullshit thing for it somehow, some way. I will find a way. Or a new way will be invented by the time I get to it. Alright, my 3D printer finished. Let me pop the print off while we take out this naked. Oh, smooth as butter. Nice. Alright. That is another Christmas present finished. I was actually curious if I even had Manaphy, but when I went to my Pokemon home the other day, I saw that I had like 2 of them, and I'm like, oh, well, at least I have Manaphy. That's good, at least. At least it's not like an empty slot in my Pokedex. Oh, Nick it. Saw that fox spawn in, I spun around. That's sick. I don't have a full living dex. I technically did in X for a little while, but that was because a friend was like actively trading me their entire living dex so I could get my shiny charm. And they only traded me like the last 200 I needed. Which still took all day. Still took a very long time. In Pokemon Home? Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked yet. For the shiny run, for the shiny living dex, we're getting there. We're at like 620. I'm trying not to think about what I'm missing and just play games, you know? I mean, I think about which ones I have and don't have, but I'm trying not to like focus on numbers so I don't get distracted with it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. I'll get there eventually. I do love Magearna though. Like I love her design. I also really like her in the card game. My GLC deck always runs a Magearna. It's just a good card. There we go. Well, thank you. I will keep that in mind for when we get to that stage. Oh, a Wooloo. Oh no, there's a piece of support stuck in the ball joint of this 3D print I was making. Alright, I'm gonna have to fish that out of there somehow. I am making a articulated axolotl figure. Because one of my coworkers is apparently really into axolotls, and I had no idea. She had never mentioned them around me, but it was her birthday recently, and a bunch of her friends gave her, like, axolotl things, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea that this person liked axolotls. I'm pretty sure I could 3D print a cool axolotl articulated, like, little slinky figure. If you miss the shiny, then you'll cry. Well, I mean, I won't. Oh, Brilliant Squovit? Brilliant Squovit? Nah, not shiny. You're fine. I'm sorry if you missed the shiny and cry, but I will be much more happy that I've gotten the shiny to feel too bad about it. Just letting you know. I'll feel a little bad about it, but I won't feel that bad about it. Oh, there's a Nickit. Oh, there's another Nickit. I got distracted by double Nickit spawns. Let's go. Let's get all this off. You play your world's smallest violin. Cool. I'll have some sweet violin music for my shiny. Oh, I got a critical hit. Thank God, or I might not have taken it out in one hit. When we did the shiny only run for Violet, we did end up getting Skeledirge before we got our shiny. Hopefully we can avoid that this time. But it's not looking like it. We're getting pretty close. The levels are taking a long time to happen, which is fair. Aye! The plastic came out of the ball joint. Let's go. Oh, Nickit. He's got such a cute little happy smile. I love this little axolotl. My problem with 3D printing cool things for friends is that I always end up wanting the thing. Oh, you really gotta force that ball joint in. Come on, don't break. Oh, there we go. Ah! It's so cute. Oh my god. I think she'll like it. Ah. Dude, this is so cool. The fact that it can just 3D print like a fully articulated toy like this in one piece and it just works is really fucking cool. Now, admittedly, I had to print the head separate, but the fact that the ball joint just fits in perfectly. Dude, this is such a cool little toy. Oh, do I paint it? I probably should paint it, but I'm worried about ruining it. Plus, it's gonna be really hard to paint because of like how the ball joints work. Maybe I should have saved printing this until I got like a pink filament, so I could have at least printed in like axolotl colors instead of like clay. It has such a good sound. Do you hear that? Do you hear it? Rattle, rattle, rattle. Sounds like a little rattlesnake. You can like move its hands around so it'll hold up its head while it's lying flat. That's really cute. This is a cute little toy, man. I hope she likes it. I mean, as with every Christmas present I get someone, I usually hope they like it. Even if it's like a joke gift, I hope they at least enjoy it as the joke. Whoop. So cool. It's got such a little pudgy body. So chubby. Alright, well, that's 3 Christmas presents finished. Well, 2 finished, one finished printing, but I have to glue it together. Which is going to take me ordering several new things of Gorilla Glue, I suspect. Because it is quite large. and these pieces don't always glue together very well. Alright, what present should I print next? I think I should print, I think I should print her present, which means getting, uh, getting that file. I think the next print I'm gonna make for Christmas presents is going to be a replica Mayrune's razor from Skyrim. I believe that is the current next plan. Hey, hope you're doing okay. It's been a while. What was can't tell you. Oh, we're level 30. Oh no, what did I just learn? Oh no. Headbutt? Maybe. But that was tackle. Tackle. Oh, sorry, I was just mashing. God damn it. It's alright, we can go to the move learner. Yeah, we would rather have tackle. Tackle gives us 20 more KOs. My bad. Oh well. I can go relearn tackle. It's no big deal. Well, tomorrow's the last day of the summer sale on my mini factory. Neat. I should have got a drink. I should probably do it the next time I go to the Poké Center. We've been going for almost 3 hours. It is almost lunchtime, which is when I wanted to go do some painting, because I haven't been painting in like a week and a half. Oh, Brilliant Wooloo. Ah. Wooloo. We'll take it. I think, yeah, that's what we want. I will download this file. I don't already have my Mayrune's razor, right? X-Men, the Axolotl Storm, Cyclops, Magneto, some coins, the Wingman from Apex Legends. No, okay. All right, sweet. It's already finished downloading too. It was only 9 megabytes. It's pretty good. 9 megabytes ain't that bad. It's not even a blip. Oh, there's a Wooloo. Alright. We want to go here. Excellent. Oh, that's a Nickit. I saw the little ears. You can't escape me, Mr. Fox. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Let's get him. Does the move learner cost money? I don't know if I've ever used him in Swish. I hope I have enough money. I don't know how many Pokebucks I have on this file because I haven't done anything yet. I know your mother gives you some money, but I might have spent it on Pokeballs. Brilliant Nickit? Oh man, I really want that shiny, man. I want it, I want it, I want it. I want it! God damn it! That's why I haven't been able to get it either. It's the desire sensor. It's been tripped. It knows I'm desperate. And it won't let me have what I want. Pokemon and Monster Hunter share the same desire sensor. It's the same thing. They share the same engine for detecting my desire. Oh, nick it. It'd be cool if we got a full out shiny. Like I just bumped into a random Pokemon and got a shiny. But I mean, that's always cool. Shinies are so cool, man. God, I wish I could go back in time and tell past me to like just get into shiny hunting as a kid. I think if I had been in shiny hunting, I wouldn't have taken as many breaks from Pokemon as I did. I think Pokemon would have been able to keep me more engaged like consistently over the years. I think it also would have given me like something more to do with like the old YouTube content I used to produce way back in the day. Oh, that's a Nickit, right? It was a Nickit. I saw it. I got that one frame of Fox, baby. Can't hide from me. We are getting so close. So close. Wooloo and Squovit are over 500 KOs now. Nickit is getting deliciously close. We are almost in optimal full odds for everybody. Full boost. Which is sick, because it means getting the second shiny on the run should be easier. Assuming I go for like, if I get Wooloo, I can go for Nickit, Squovit, or vice versa. It means we might end up with a little bit of a normal heavy team if we end up getting Wooloo and Squovit as our first two shinies, but, you know. Whatever will be, will be. I am the guy who played through Violet using only shiny normal type Pokemon, so it's not like it's a challenge I'm unfamiliar with. That was fun though, man. There are so many cool like normal dual types these days that like using an all normal team isn't that bad. I mean, my normal team had a fairy Pokemon, a grass Pokemon, a fire Pokemon, a dragon, and a poison type. Like, saying you are normal only doesn't mean a lot anymore. I might have Hitbutt PP. God damn it. Can't believe I accidentally replaced Tackle with Hitbutt because I was just mashing buttons. Like an idiot. Alright. We got two Nickits here. We gotta go to our moveset real fast. Alright, we're good. Let's get him. Get him real good. We're gonna have to go back to the Poké Center soon anyways. And it's almost been 3 hours since we started the stream, which is insane. It does not feel like we've been going for 3 hours. My back feels like we've been going for 3 hours, but like my mental doesn't feel like we've been going for 3 hours. I really hope this doesn't take longer than the Violet only run to get our first shiny. That Violet run taking 17 hours to get the first shiny seeing like 60 Pokemon a minute was like I think we were over odds in the Violet one because I was seeing a lot of encounters. Oh, there was a Nickit. Let's go get it. I was seeing so many encounters per minute in Violet, and the fact that it took us 17 hours was, I think, a little bit of bad luck. Whereas here, we're seeing a lot less encounters, so maybe it'll take a bit that long. Doesn't help that we just aren't getting many Brilliant spawns. But I mean, that's how Brilliants work. Oh, there's a Wooloo. That's a Brilliant Wooloo. Alright, we're gonna sneak up on it. I was hoping that would make it shiny. Listen, a Lich can dream. This had better one-shot it. Alright, thank God. Sometimes the Brilliant Wooloos at level 6 survive getting hit in one shot, and it breaks my brain because I'm like, how? I'm like 24 levels higher than you. You should not be able to survive getting hit by me. They're just so beefy. They've got so much tank. It doesn't help that like I have fully like maxed out my EVs on this fucking Scorbunny in like a terrible way. I have no idea what EVs, Wooloos, Nickets, and Scorvets are worth, but I'm pretty sure they're not raw attack. So the EVs on this Scorbunny might be pretty shitty. Which, you know, whatever. Happens. I'm not that concerned about it. It is what it is. Alright. We're almost out of PP. Come on, just give me the shiny. So we can move on to the next part of the game and hopefully get our fishing rod and go fishing. Give it to me. It's what I want. I want it more than anything. I just want my shiny. That's all we need. See, the thing is that if we don't get the Wooloo or Nickit before Nickit hits 500 KOs, we are almost for sure going to get the Squirrelbit. Like, that's the thing. Once all three are at 500, once they're at the shiny cap, I will just be fighting any one of them that spawns, just in case we get the full odd shiny while waiting for Brilliance to spawn. And Squirrelbits are just spawning so much more than the other two that, like, mathematically we are much more weighted to get a shiny Squirrelbit if that is what happens. Of course, I mean, that's not how random numbers or Pokemon work, so I mean, we could still get anything, but like, if we don't get one of the others before we hit that point, we are most likely gonna hit Squirrelbit, which is like, fine. I like Squirrelbit. I don't have the shiny, it looks cool, but, you know. Nickit is a really sexy shiny, and so is Wooloo. They are some sick-ass Pokemon, man. Alright, we got 8 more PP. When that runs out, we'll go to the Poke Center, forget Headbutt, hopefully, and relearn Tackle if I can figure out how to do that. And then we'll come back out and update the numbers. Because Wooloo is definitely over 500. Nickit is definitely over 400, which means we need less than 100 Nickits, which is crazy to think about. It's so cool, man. I love the shiny method. I'm not exhausted. I am not feeling fatigued with this hunt at all. Because I'm like actually doing stuff. I'm not just running into fights and leaving. I'm actually just like, you know, knocking stuff out. Feels good. And it's slightly more engaging than the auto battling. As much as I earlier was like, please just let me have auto battling so this can be much easier. I can't help but be like, the fact that this is not auto battling has kept me much more engaged with what I'm actually doing. Because auto battling sometimes fails to do that. Sometimes I am auto battling and I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna fall asleep. I need to pay attention. Welcome back. Thank you for giving me permission to get the shiny. Hopefully I will. Now that we have official permission. Fingers crossed. It would have been very nice had you come back and said that, and then the next Pokemon we found was shiny. That would have been pretty sick. But, no such luck. I was just thinking about how over odds we probably were when we got the shiny starter in Violet. And it took 16 hours and 59 minutes. Because I definitely think we saw over 4,000 Pokemon in those 16 hours. It's a little hard to do the math. That was a Squirtle, but it wasn't a Nickit. It was brown, not red. Or orange, I guess. That one's a Nickit, though. A piece of support fell down. Hurt my foot. God damn it. Yeah. I'm excited for the next print. I hope this dagger doesn't take very much plastic. Because if the Mayroon Razor Christmas gift I'm making for one of my coworkers is not that huge of a task, like if it's not too expensive in the plastic, I will definitely just make a second for myself. Because that's small enough that I can just slide it into a bag and forget about it. And you know, when I do get my own house someday, I can set it up on a nice little display. 3D printing has been super fun as a hobby. It's just cool being able to make stuff. Oh, there's a Nickit. I was gonna say, thank you. Oh, I think a Nickit just spawned behind me too. That's what I'm all about. I love them Nickits. The color on the screen. I'm looking at the preview for the stream and the color seems a little off. What? How did that happen? What? Yeah, the color is... Why is that happening? Is that just my TV? Is that a TV setting? Is my TV wrong? It could just be that my TV is wrong. I could absolutely see it just being my TV. Huh. The color is like very muted on the stream for some reason. The color looks fine to you? Okay. Because like I'm looking at the Nickit on screen and it's a lot darker and browner than the Nickit on my TV. Like it's a lot more vibrant on the TV. And I'm like, maybe that's just my TV is set to a bad setting. That's fucking it up. That could be it. Oh my god, the back-to-back Nickits. What did I do to deserve this? That's beautiful. Exactly. Well, I mean, imagine what this Nickit looks like, but just slightly more saturated and bright. That's what I'm saying. If it looks fine for you, that's fine. If you don't feel like you're missing out on the high color picture, that's fine. It's just the color looks slightly off. That was just like, huh? Because I didn't notice it before. This Wooloo looks kind of okay. I think it's just a brightness thing. Oh, were we struggling again? Oh yeah, we're struggling. Oh, we did get knocked out. Hey! I was overwhelmed with defeat. You scurry back to the Pokemon Center. Alright, whatever. Do you lose items when that happens in this? Is it like Stardew Valley? Oh well, whatever. I don't care. It wasn't against a trainer, so I didn't even lose any money. Alright, that's fine. Hey, you! Remember a move, please. Do I have to forget a move first? Can I only remember a move if I forget about it? I did lose money? Oh, that sucks. I can't relearn tackle? Ah, fuck. I did block it, but I blocked it by myself, which is super fair. All right, we'll just learn quick attack. All right. I mean, that's 5 less PP than tackle, but it's fine. I have my tackle. Do I? No, I don't. Right? Oh, I do have tackle. What did I forget? I forgot Ember. Oh. Oh, that's fine. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. I just want the shiny. All right, we were gonna update our numbers for the hunt. All right, let me get back to the fields and then we'll update. Because we are now, I think we are officially in Nickit only time now. All right, let me open my OBS so I can update the list while I'm at it. All right, open my list. We're gonna go to Squovit. We're up to 555. No more killing Wooloo. Yeah, I mean, unless they're brilliant. Nickit 454. We're so close. And Wooloo is probably gonna be like 530, 545. All right, 545. All right, no more Wooloo KOs. Nickits only. At least until they're all at 500. And at the rate we've been getting Nickits, we should be able to do that, which is pretty sick. So we're just gonna run the loop, and when we see the fox, we take out the fox. We try to get in as many, like, try to avoid as many superfluous fights as possible. Oh, I should have grabbed a drink. I was gonna grab a drink. Oh well. Knocking myself out with struggle has that effect on a man. It's bound to happen. Yeah, it is a game of dodging ricketies. And also the exclamation point Pokemon in the grass, which I do occasionally run into, and which are almost always bug Pokemon or Squovits. It's always like Blipbug, Caterpie, Grubbin, and Squovit, I think, for Route 1. Which is, like, not great. We don't really care about most of those Pokemon. Oh, that was a Nickit. I saw the Nickit. Alright, let's take him out. Gonna have to, like, shift on my couch a little bit. This is uncomfortable, man. I really can't wait till I can do handheld switch again. Oh, that was a Squovit that spawned in. Alright, we're good. Oh, brilliant Squovit. Alright. I will be, of course, attacking the brilliants as we see them. Because that's kind of the whole point of what we're doing. But no luck yet. I wonder if I can figure out how many watts I have so we can calculate how many brilliants I've knocked out. Because we get 129 per brilliant on Route 1. So it should be easy to math how many brilliants we've actually seen. But I don't know where to see how many watts we have. If that's even a thing you can do. I know you can see how many you have when you go to spend them, but I don't know if there's a way to look it up in the meantime. Huh. Who can say? There's a Wooloo, but it's not brilliant. You gotta pay real close attention to the Wooloos because they're so big. It's a little hard to see the aura sometimes. It kind of just gets lost in like the reflections of their fur, I find. Oh, more Nickets. That's what we're all about, baby. Oh, my back. What a day. Oh, more Nicket. It's a shame you can't shiny the starters in this. Not that I would for Sword and Shield, because I think I have all their lines already. Come on. Oh, there's a Nicket. It is cool to play through the games with like a shiny from the start of the game. It does make the opening tutorial of the game take a long time though. Oh, brilliant Nicket. Aww. I do get super excited though. Boy, my heart was racing there. I was just like, oh, brilliant Nicket. Give me them boosted shiny odds. Nom, 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 nom. I love it. I love it when my odds is boosted. Oh, just a bunch of fucking rookies. Get out of here. Go away. Go away, you silly birds. Come on, despawn, buddy. Why aren't you reacting to me? Come on. So many squirrels. Oh, there we go. Lots of squirrels, lots of birds. Feels like being back home. Though we don't have as many sheep where I live. To be fair. I would not say we have this much sheep. We're not whales. Ooh, back-to-back Nickets. You love to see it. You love to see it. Ooh, the quad? 4 Nickets back-to-back? Hell yeah. Box me up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Wow, 5? What? I should be so lucky. I thought Naked had like a really low spawn rate for here. You know, it's probably just not. It's probably the lowest here, but it's probably not that low. I reckon. We're back in yawn territory though. Dangerous. When did my fan get turned around? It's also like super hot in this room. which does not help with shiny hunting. Ooh, a Nickit. Shiny hunting in the heat is like a recipe for naps. Even with a fan on me. But I think my window might be closed, and that might be causing it. I think it was raining. And my partner like closed the window because she was concerned it would get wet, and I'm like, "There's curtains, it's fine." So I don't give a fuck. Ooh, a brilliant, a brilliant. Nah. I see the golden arches, man. I get so excited. Every brilliant's like finding a McDonald's when you're like very hungry. You just see the golden arches off in the distance, and you're like, "Oh, Mickey D's." Gets me, fills me with determination. Oh, Nickit. Gotta keep my eye on that field as I walk away from it when that next Pokemon spawns. Alright, we only have one more flame charge PP, then I gotta switch it out. Alright. 2 Nickits! Oh my lordy. I think I should just play through X2. Or wait, 2, sorry. I think I should stop doing the shiny hunt in it and just take the fact that I got that shiny Watchog and just like enjoy it. And just like do the game so I can get the Pokemon off of it. You know? And I've never played through Black and White 2. I've heard they're very good. People really like them. I enjoyed Black and White a lot, but I never dabbled into. Ooh. Let's go. Sweet. On the bright side, leveling up is going so slow now that oh. Nah. We have a lot of extra time before we hit Cinderace. Because we're just getting so little XP from all this, which is understandable. Oh, there's a Nickit. Nice. Alright. I'm also starting to get a little hungry. It is lunchtime. I wonder if I should have lunch today. I typically... Oh, that was a Nickit. I typically don't. But... It is my... It is a day off work. So, maybe I should spoil myself with some food. Maybe I should eat today. You know what I have to do today? I have to dig around in my apartment and find my batteries. Because the battery in my Xbox controller and my Wiimote died. Those Wiimote batteries lasted like 7 years. I went to play some Smash Brothers Melee the other day, and the Wiimote was just completely dead. I was like, oh my god, no, the battery's finally died. It's been like 6 years. What's for lunch? I don't know. I have some yakitori I might grill up. I have some skin and some momo that I have, so probably that. I'm not really in the mood to cook up like a proper lunch. Plus, I just don't have a lot of like proper lunch food, right? Because we have a staff kitchen here with free food, so I don't typically cook. So like most of my food is just like some sliced bread, some eggs, some ramen packets, mac and cheese, and some hash browns. And like none of that's really what I want for lunch. I had hash browns for breakfast. Doing it again for lunch is like something I would totally do, but you know, maybe not today. And I kind of want to do the mac and cheese for dinner. I could go to the pub or the tea house, because technically where I live and work there are two restaurants, but like trying to save my money for more important shit than buying like overpriced food. Even if I'm getting 50% off, like unless I'm only eating french fries, it's a little expensive. Especially if I'm getting a drink with the meals, because the drinks here are pretty overpriced. I mean, everything here is overpriced, but the drinks are very overpriced. It's like $7 for a Shirley Temple. And, I mean, fuck that. Oh, I do get a 50% off discount, but still. That is still a lot of money to pay just for, like, a mediocre drink. And, they only get you a pint half the time. And if they don't get me a pint, then it's really not worth it. But if there are a lot of guests around, they won't give the staffs pints of drinks because the guests don't get that. They get smaller glasses. If it's just us on our own, they'll give us the bigger glasses and more for the same price. But if it's busy, they won't do that. And it is a Sunday, which is like our busiest day. So the lunch spot might be a little busy. And the fucking tea room, the cake place is like so far away. And if I went there, I would just end up eating cake and ice cream, which is like not necessarily what I want for lunch. It would be delicious, don't get me wrong. A little bit of cake and ice cream never hurt nobody. But I'll probably just make some chicken on a stick. Takes like 4 minutes to cook. Give it a little light seasoning of pepper, a little bit of sauce. It's pretty decent. I gotta find those batteries though, because I've been meaning to find the batteries for the last like 4 days, and I just keep ADHDing my way out of it. I'm pretty sure they're just under my bed, because the box is really heavy. I don't... Well, it might be up in the skybox. It might be up in my closet, maybe, now that I look at it. I'm not sure. That will probably be lunch. We'll probably go to lunch soon. Because I have other stuff I need to do today, and it is my day off, which means it is the one day I have to do stuff. I gotta get ready for the podcast tonight as well. If we do end up actually recording. Which is, you know, fun. But I gotta use some of this I have to use some of this break time to rest my throat. Because with all the streaming I've been doing on top of, you know, teaching for my job, my throat this week has been a little rough. Gotta just sit in silence for a little while. Do something calm and quiet, like painting, where I just zone into what I'm doing with my hands and don't communicate at all. That's what I gotta do. Let's go here. Let's go to props. I think think I put the Maiden's Razor in props, right? Yeah. Oh, brilliant Squovit. Wow. We're getting there, though. Ah. Alright. Let's see how this dagger is actually constructed in the files. I have to figure out how much filament this is gonna cost me. Making these presents for everybody has been a fun break from making my own stuff. What? Where did this Nikki come from? I did not see this. Was this there? Was that on screen? Hold up. There's enough latency. What? What? Where did this Nikki come from? It wasn't on the screen. I swear to God. And did it spawn under me like as I walked over it? It was there? I couldn't see it. Nah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the recap either. Alright, well, fair enough. I am blind. I am like blind as all hell, so maybe that was it. I mean, we're getting to the shiny, for sure. Just in terms of just like mathematical probability's sake, we're getting there. I mean, we're almost like halfway to odds. Cause like we're gonna be at 1500 soon, and it's like 1 in 4,000, right? So we're getting there. We might be at 500 for the Nickets now. I don't think we are, but we might be getting pretty close. And once that happens, it's just gonna be a free-for-all. I'm just gonna be knocking everything out that isn't a Rickety. Trying to maximize spawns as much as I possibly can. A brilliant Squovit, don't you dare run away, you little fuck. Oh, I reacted just in time. He almost got away. Whew, whew, whew. Little bastard. I really hope I don't lose like a brilliance at some point to just despawning, because then I'll know for sure that that was the shiny. Ah, Rookies! I didn't dodge well enough. For being a skinny little twink, this guy handles like a bloated whale. Your character in this game doesn't handle turns very well. Oh, that was a Squovit. Oh, there's some Nickets. Awesome. Alright. We'll go for another few minutes. Then I should really go make dinner and get ready for the rest of the day. Or make lunch. Not make dinner. Jesus. My brain is melting, man. It has been a long morning of shiny hunting. This is all I have done today. And it is melting my mental. We are definitely getting weaker mentally as the day progresses. It is a hell of a way to like just, you know, clear out like 4 hours of the morning. Come get. Oh, nick it. Ooh, another nick it. Cute little fox. I hope we hit 500. As much as I think that might doom us to getting the shiny Squovit, it would be cool to have the max odds on all of them as soon as possible. Feels weird to say doomed when it's a positive thing. It's like, oh no, I'm only most likely to get one of the 3 shinies I want. Alright, we're gonna go until there's no Nickit on screen. When all the spawns are filled in, there's no Nickit, then we'll update the numbers and then I'll hop off and go make my lunch. 14? What does the fox say? Oh. Keep spawning them. As long as it keeps spawning them, I'll keep going. Oh. Spawned another. Just here for the rest of my life. Infinitely spawning Nickits. Never getting the shiny. Well, I mean, I would also end if we run out of PP. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't trust the odds of that. Well, you know, fuck me. maybe it will go till we run out of PP. That'd be very funny. Alright, well the handle for this blade has only cost me 36 cents of plastic and taking like 2.5 hours. That is not bad compared to some of the other presents I've 3D printed. That is only one piece. Alright, we got one more Nickit. Squovit. Wooloo Rickety. Alright, we're done. Alright, we have been going for 14 hours, 29 minutes. Let us update our numbers. Alright, we are at Wooloo 545. We did not get a single Wooloo in the last 33 minutes. Nickits, exactly 500. Exactsies. Let's go. All right. Whoop. Awesome. Oh, wow. Exactly 500. Holy shit. That's awesome. All right. I fucked up my eye again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Hold up. I did the thing. Let me enable my preview so I can turn that off at least. There we go. Whew. Is there a 0? No. No. Okay. The color looks a little wrong. Right? That looks like my blue instead of the purple. There we go. Does this turn the blue back on? Yeah, okay. I was blue there for a while instead of purple. My bad. Whew. All right. Well, we took us 3 hours, but we are over 500 each one. 1,600 encounters. Almost. Yeah, 1,596 encounters. We are almost at 1,600. Whew. All right, let's save again because I'm very anal about that. All right, thanks for coming by, Sea Dog, Admiral, and everyone else. I'm gonna go away. We might stream again tomorrow morning because I have back-to-back holidays. We'll see how shattered I am after tonight. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Toodles.